Never settle to be second best. Build a plan to improve your situation. Change your thoughts from being negative. Instead, go out and find your inspiration. Chase your dreams. Build your team. We are champions even if we don't know. We are here so you don't have to do this solo. No, no. We are champions even if we don't know. No. I've beat myself up for too long. It all ends after this song. It's time I go prove everybody wrong. If they don't believe in you, tell them to get gone. It's time I build a plan and stop the procrastination.
Yo, Alex, what's up, dude?
Backseat, you got this. Matt Andrews mentoring.
Matt Andrews mentoring. Does that work? Fuck, dude, I don't know if it's working or not. Oh, yeah. All right, so here we go. Yo, Dan the fucking man. Oh, no, that's the other Dan. Yo, Dan, what's up, dude? What's up, Dan? Yo, Miss Chelsea, tell me that wasn't funny as shit. Tell me that was not funny as shit. Yo, I was laughing so hard. Yo, chat, so what she's talking about, right? We were in Discord, you know? Right? We was in Discord, and apparently we were trying to figure out this whole music bot thing, right? And so Miss Chelsea put exclamation play space shit, and my intro came up. My intro. The music bot insinuated, listen, the music bot insinuated that my intro was shit. I was butthurt. I was butthurt, chat. I was butthurt. I was butthurt. Yo, Joshua, what's up, dude? What's up, Joshua? What's up, man? So I figured out, listen, we got the alerts working, right? But there's no way to put alerts on here for likes. But these work. I think. What is Cloudbot Redemption? We got a super chat. I don't know what super chat is, but we just tested it, and apparently it donated $60. Check. Yeah, Mud's streaming. Mud's streaming. Mud's streaming. Joshua Byron in the house. Oh, yeah. That bot was on some shit. Yeah, what the fuck? Yo, Kurt. Yeah. My boy Josh, a.k.a. Kurt. Check.
Yo, what's up, chat? How you guys doing? Welcome to the fucking Mental Health Friday. Hope you guys are doing okay today. Welcome to Switch.
All right, here we go.
Sorry. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Turn this shit down. God damn.
Yeah, he is.
So you are listening to officially copyright-free music. Let's start at the beginning. I like the
Are you
beginning
talking to
of that
us or
song.
are you talking to chat?
Oh, sorry, brother.
Oh, no worries. I didn't know if he was talking to us or if he's ready. Yo, Miss
guess we could
Melissa.
just-
Miss
Are
Melissa
you,
in the house.
Are you live?
Do what? Hello? Miss Melissa. In the
I have
house.
Audio shit. You guys there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. All right, Chris, you live?
Yeah.
We could probably just work right
Okay.
into it, man.
I'm down.
All right, Matt, you there?
I am. Hello.
All right. I'm just trying to wait for my I don't like really know the interface yet here, but okay. All right, chat. So hey, welcome back. Another Friday.
Kind of a cool noise,
I
huh?
hope you guys had a good week.
Miss Crystal,
Monday
hey
through
girl,
Friday,
hey.
It's
Hey girl, hey.
5 days, 7 days if you count Sunday, I guess. Welcome back. So we're gonna get right into it. Today we're gonna be talking about friendships and different ways you can use your friends to as an outlet, to talk, maybe help you discover new ways to cope with whatever it is that you're coping. So let me turn this shit down. Hold on, chat. There we go. All right, so it'll be about friends, and then we'll get it into friends, and then we're going to talk about some things about outlets and how they correlate together. But anyways, welcome back. Thank you for joining the stream again. So let's talk about our 3 things, what we like to do, me, Chris, and Matt. And hopefully you guys will get in on this. Favorite part of the week, worst part of the week. Not necessarily worst, but most challenging could be a challenge. And the most repeated thought. All right. So I haven't given it much thought. I guess my worst part of the week. Nothing too bad. Just stuff that I need to get done. Just like adult stuff with, kids and logistics and all that stuff of the stream. I think the best part is always this. Honestly, it's just being able to have a second to relax. When it's Friday, Friday always seems to stop me in my tracks. It's good. And then my most repeated thought is, what am I going to do tonight after the stream? What am I going to do? So I don't know. That's really basic today. I hope you guys have gotten something a little bit more interesting than my boring week. How about you, Chris or Matt?
I kind of had a boring week too, I guess. I didn't really do much, anything interesting. My gum got infected, and I was fucking feeling like shit yesterday, but other than that, I'm good.
Oh, dude, that sucks. Like how to get infected?
So I've got this wisdom tooth. I've had 2 of them removed, but back when I was in boot camp, the other ones were like way underneath the skin and whatever, and they weren't really a problem. But one of them developed into a problem. So every once in a while, like, I don't know if it cuts my gum or if like a piece of food gets stuck in there or something, like, and whatever, but it gets infected. So then my gum swells up really bad, right? And it hurts like a motherfucker. And then I just take amoxicillin and I'm good for another year or so.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Are you feeling better today?
Oh, yeah. A fuck ton, dude.
Okay.
I just laid in bed all day yesterday, aside from going to the urgent care place.
Damn, that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. You say you took that's the antibiotic, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
I just take one, dude. And then I'm
What
good.
are you going to do? Like, can you eat? Or like, do you have to like eat on a certain side now?
Well, I didn't eat, right? Like my gum was so swollen, it hurts too bad to do anything. So
No, now, like after effect. Like, what are you thinking? Like, it's time.
Steak.
Steak and antibiotic, or
Yeah, there you go.
antibiotics. Let's
There you
go.
go.
All right. Was that it?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. All right. Matt. What's up, Matt?
Hi, you okay?
Yeah.
I've got my 3 things written down here, but I remember them quite easily anyway, so it's not too bad. I actually got rid of my cold, which I'm putting down as my good thing for this week, because after last week of feeling just full of it, it was really nice just to have that, that first moment of where it sounds
Wanna be
horrible,
taking notes,
where
Chad?
you sniff and
I'm a note-
your
I'm a note
nose
taker.
just suddenly clears and your throat's clear and everything else. So
I'm writing all
that was
caps.
quite a relief, really,
guys didn't see it.
just to kind of get rid of that cold and have the nice feeling afterwards. My worst part of the week is that about 10 minutes after that happening, I actually put my back out
Hey, dude, Miss
while
Sam, I'm telling you,
doing up my son's
It just happens every once in a while, and it
shoelaces,
hurts. Right?
which
It
sounds
hurts.
really
hurts.
daft, but I couldn't walk for a couple of days literally because I just put my back out, and
That's not good.
That's been that's been painful
Damn.
for the last couple of days.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, you always seem to. I don't know whether you've had problems with backs.
Oh, yeah,
and
Miss
things, but
Chelsea.
you always seem to do them over the silliest things, don't you? A slight twist or something like that just catches you out, really.
Yeah, I guess
um,
you're right. Yeah.
Well, it seems to. I think sort of, after years of going to the gym and, working and things like that, you'd perhaps expect to do them in some other way. But yeah, it was literally doing up my son's shoelaces. So he kind of caught me out. But him as well, it like being a 3-year-old, every time I tell him that I've got a bad back, he wanted to kind of jump on me and things. So that just really didn't help.
Telling me you're
Um,
rescuing people and you had to drag, 3 people to safety from a bad snowstorm or something, and that's how you hurt your back.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I could do that, couldn't I?
Telling me you're
It's
saving
probably
somebody
Son
from
in,
getting
like,
robbed.
this front yard with a snowman, and
You stepped in
just
front of a
kinda,
bullet
like,
for somebody,
It was a really dark and blizzardy night.
And nobody knows.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
They're
Yeah.
kind of expecting that when we grow into adults. We've done all these weird twists and turns our whole lives, and
Yeah.
finally, all of a sudden, we feel this thing, and we're like, "Wait, what the fuck was that?" And you're like,
It's your
"Wait a minute,
knees.
man, that ain't gonna happen again. That's crazy."
Knees as
happens.
well, isn't it? And things. So yeah, but I've going slightly different subjects as well. I've never done so many different voices for different characters and things like that since having a sort of a 3-year-old, because he's into every kind of cartoon character, every superhero, wants to play every 5 minutes, and yeah, I just have to kind of. I end up being like you, really, Mud. I think just making up loads of different voices for different things and doing.
You know what I
songs
think
and-
you need right now, Matt? I think you need a friend.
I need a holiday.
You need a couple of friends. Yeah, there you
Ain't nothing
go.
wrong with
Yeah,
holiday.
a couple
you
of
know what I'm
friends
saying?
on holiday.
Why don't you? You should take a holiday. Where would you go if you were going to go on a holiday?
Oh, that's a good question. I've actually wanted to come to America for years properly. I did go quite a few years ago now, but only to Las Vegas. Went to see the Grand Canyon, things like that. But I've always wanted to tour kind of across America, and that'd be my kind of dream holiday really at the minute. But yeah, and there's a because we're in lockdown over here still as well,
dream
so
holiday,
we're
really,
not
okay.
even allowed to really travel at the moment. So I'm probably looking at hopefully planning something for next year. So, but I'm kind of hoping to get that big one done really of just kind of, I don't know, hiring a car or a motorbike or something in America and just kind of cruising around and exploring. Perhaps even come to visit and pester you two.
You better. Come on.
Why don't you do it? Just go 100 the
yeah.
whole way, even in the
Mm.
water.
Mm. Yeah, no, that's good. I did that. I'll do that.
You do. I feel like, yeah, everybody should take that time to themselves. Absolutely.
Mm.
Especially Matt. In fact, I would question sometimes, knowing for the last few months of knowing you, you're always you seem to be involved with a lot of things and people, and you kind of give them what they need, and you just kind of don't even it's just like you're so laid back and chill, and you got to admire that thing. But it tells you right now, it can you know, maybe you do need a break every now and then. You know what I'm saying? I'd say you've handled it really well, bro.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that. This kind of lockdown is just it for me personally. I've been really lucky. It's brought up lots of positives, as in meeting yourselves, you know, having that kind of song written by Wicked, meeting other people sort of in your chats, and you know, building kind of relationships with them. Sort of the sporting side, although
Daryl, we got a tool.
Or a lot of sports.
We got a tool in the chat,
and they weren't able.
Yeah, we got a tool in the chat.
I had a lot of people making use of that quiet time.
Oh yeah.
To perhaps not work so much
Daryl,
on
what's
the
up, dude?
technical side
What's
of
up,
things,
Daryl? How you doing, bro?
More or less, sort of more on the mental side of their sport. So, so I was actually kind of being busier during this time. You know, there's been so many positives in it. There has been a few negatives, as in not seeing family as much and things like that. But you know, touch wood, I'm kind of healthy. We've got through it. I've known people that have been ill and that have struggled, but they're still here as well. And there has been a lot of positives for me, kind of especially during this time. So I just kind of consider myself really lucky. But yeah, I do feel like I need a holiday and a bit of a break sometime soon.
All right, you got to do it, man. I could. Well, thank God it's Friday, bro.
Yeah, no,
thank God it's Friday.
You've just reminded me as well, actually. I know we're talking about friends tonight, but something that I never actually got around to was actually have a holiday with my friends. We talked about it at different times, even through school.
Yeah, I'm doing great, Daryl. I
left
appreciate
school,
you asking.
got jobs,
Cool,
got
man.
work.
I want to DM.
Kind of spoke about it then, but we've done a lot of other things together, as in sort
Peaches
of
and
joined
cream.
bands and stuff like that. But we never actually had
Peaches
a
and
break and a holiday
cream.
together.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd still really love to do that at some point with sort of my friends. So, but yeah, so far I haven't been able to do that one.
Well, hey, at least something to look forward to yet.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's something that you haven't done yet. Maybe it's going to happen. So, I mean, that's cool to look forward to. It's always good to look forward to something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, plan's good.
I think that's good to like reflect every now and then. You know, you kind of think to yourself, like, holy shit,
Yo, chat.
maybe I haven't done this. I've been thinking about it for a while. Now that I've had a second, maybe it's time. It's kind of like a, you know, like a tollway or something. Slap, slow down, realize, hey, okay.
Tollway?
I got some new goals or some shit. I don't know, you know, just to kind of keep yourself in
definitely.
rhythm.
Balance,
Yeah,
you know?
I think, yeah. I think with that, isn't it? We might have those thoughts, but then very quickly
Yo,
we
Miss
get
Chelsea.
back into kind of
Miss
everyday
Chelsea.
life, and those thoughts
Miss Chelsea,
disappear
check.
again, don't they? For a while
Miss Chelsea
until
loves her
next
pants,
time,
check.
quite often. But I think where possible, you know, they're
Don't
normally
lose your
good
pants, check.
ideas and good thoughts that we have. So
Check.
you know, even if we write them down and kind of make a plan to still do something with them at some point, because before we know it, if we don't act on those and those feelings, you know, kind of life starts happening again, and we're back at work, back working with families, and those ideas get shelved again for a while, don't they?
They sure do.
Do you?
I like that whole
I've never
point.
Go on.
I like that whole point of just, you know, catching one of them slowdowns, you know, and kind of getting back to what works for you. I mean, especially like, so one thing that I found, right, like when I was in relationships and shit, you know, is that sometimes like relationships with like dating chicks, you know what I mean? Like I've seen it both ways, like from the outside looking in and from being in the situation, that a lot of people tend to sacrifice, you know, their time with friends, and people just don't realize how intricate that is to your own self-happiness. You know what I mean? And your own self-help.
Definitely. That's
I feel like, Chris, I feel like, you know, maybe you and Matt, how you guys talked about, you know, when you guys have those moments, I think it's good to maybe realize that, hey, when you do have those moments, like you said, just to make sure that, hey, I got to write this down and then actually do it. This is why I had this moment. It's time to stop, sit down for a minute. But, you know, that's why I had this moment. And you gather these thoughts and this idea pops in your head. And that's probably kind of all coming together for that moment time. So man, that's, I mean, yeah, maybe think about it as like a, you know, I don't know, just like a new pathway or something.
Yeah, no, that's
New
right. And
adventure.
Chris has kind of reminded me as well, really. I mentioned bands earlier, and me and my friends in the band that we were in, I used to play
pants were by the
sort of
pool, check?
drums in our band,
Pants
and
were by the pool.
we was like the
Who left their
Beatles,
pants by
sort
the
of
pool?
splitting up over.
If you left your
Yoko
pants by the
Ono,
pool in the
really.
chat,
I think
please raise your hand.
I think we broke up about 6 or 7 times, and it was always because one of us had kind of met a new
Oh my
girlfriend and things that kind of took up the time. And
Oh my
and
God.
it was,
Who does that?
It was kind of that period of time as well where we was talking about
We
going
drew
away on
over people.
holidays together and doing
If I
those
have
kind
those
of things
pictures,
together. And they never happened because, you know, a lot of the time one of us had met
I want to show you
a new friend or a new sort of partner. You know, it was quite
Lost
often
pants,
the
stolen
lead
socks,
singer,
just
to
had
be
his
honest,
fire
who's
tonight, check.
always meeting new people. But, you know, every time we kind of planned to do something, sort of someone went a different direction for a little while, which changed the dynamic of
Chelsea.
our band. And, you know,
Losing
we
your pants,
broke up
check.
for a few months. And
By the
then
pool.
next minute, the lead singer would phone up and say, I've split up with this girlfriend. Can we have a, you know, a practice session again at the weekend? And we'd be back together again. But as Chris said, really, it's, you know, I think it, like normal, isn't it? It's finding that balance between things, whether it's work, relationships, you know, friendships, you know, that healthy balance of where we get a good mixture and we just don't let things kind of fall away into the distance.
We got two tools.
One thing that we're
got two
involved
tools.
with, whether it's
Two
work
tools in the chat, check.
or other interests or whatever, really.
Yeah. It all makes sense, you know.
Absolutely.
Well, it's kind of crazy when you sit down and talk about it, verbalize the shit. Like, yeah, friends really get away from you, man. And
yeah.
A fucking fruit
you really
linger?
need your friends. So
You stole somebody's fruity?
I mean, I don't know where you guys want to start with this whole friend thing. I know if we were to start out, first thing we do is when we're kids is we meet somebody else and we're curious and, you know, we end up having a friend and they become friends for life. More when we're kids because, you know, we're always in the same place almost at the same time. So we connect. There's not really much responsibility outside, you know, playing and having fun, chilling. So, you know, when you get your friends, I think it's important to like kind of, once you get that friendship and then, you know, you can count on your friend and they can count on you. I feel like it's good, but it causes as you become more of an adult, it's not going to be that way all the time. Hanging out with friends all the time, it doesn't work like that. But these things like these Fridays and, you know, every once in a while, I'll call up Chris every like couple of weeks. I don't know. It's just random weird shit or, hey, hello, how you doing? Just to say hi. And Matt will do it to me and Matt will do it to everybody. You know, it's just like, it's really cool to have that once in a while to come back and see, you know, but, you know, I don't know. I think that's kind of falls around the same lines. It's harder when you get into an adult age, but I feel like as you're a kid and your friends, everything's so happy, laughful, and playful. And once you get into that adult thing, everything's happy, playful, but you know how to be, you know, empathetic, sympathetic.
What's your thoughts on that, chat?
That they really need.
What do you guys think?
What
do you guys think?
I don't know. I guess to have that.
All right,
you know,
so
for
listen,
each
y'all.
other.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
insight, talking,
on a scale of 1 to 10, how important do y'all think friends are in your life?
Is really good,
right?
And as
on a
an
scale
adult,
of 1 to 10,
as a friend adult,
how important do y'all feel it is to
look into
to spend time with your friends
as an outlet?
Right.
I mean, I know it
Tell
seems
me
maybe
what you guys
so.
think.
Here's the scenario.
Right.
Okay, we're talking about things. We're depressed, or you know, there's things going on, and you need to reach out to somebody. Just reaching out to a friend, and if they are there and they need and they need, if sometimes all I need is like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? And hey, how you doing back? Or from like even my family, cousins, just to say hello and talk a little bit. That's it. And then there's sometimes, you know, where you need, I don't know, maybe you need maybe you need something else. I have no idea.
Why do you think
friends are really important as far as
what makes
like,
what makes you think it's a 10?
More
Ms. Crystal,
more so an adult.
In your opinion,
when you're an adult,
when you
they can read
envision
between all the lines and stuff.
right?
There's
When you
so much,
envision in
you
your
know,
head,
you
when I
need
said,
to
tell me
have
what
that
your
friendship.
level of importance is,
And
what
it's
was
so
going through
weird
your
because it
mind,
can be completely
right?
random.
Why-
Friendships
while you're
being,
writing 10?
hanging out all the time is one thing, but like, you know, when you are in
Unless you
need
have
of
friends there
something,
who
or
run
or
other
you need to
than
talk
absolutely,
to
I
somebody,
agree.
or you
I
need
agree
an
with that.
outlet, or you
I
need
agree with that
ideas, or
100%,
you
Miss
just
Crystal.
need something. It's always good to have that person there and not have them say, you know, what do you want? What do you need? I gotta go.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's really cool.
So somebody wrote in chat, like I asked them to, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, what their importance would be on having friends in their lives. And somebody listed, sometimes it's easier to have friends to run to other than family. And that's, I thought that might kind of tie into what you're saying, right? Is that like, you don't have to worry about the judgmental or the judgment of your family, right?
Yeah.
So that's another key,
Yeah.
another key part of having those friends, right? Is being that outlet, like you're talking to them, like you were discussing, Mud. But you just don't have to deal with the judgment of like going to something with your family about something, you know?
Yeah.
I remember so often, especially as like a teenager, and those kind of normal troubled years, really.
Fuck yeah,
you know, kind of
Miss Chelsea.
sitting
Fuck
down,
yeah.
talking about my parents to my friends
Because you're breaking
and
for everything
things,
else
and
in
how
life.
out
Absolutely,
of order
Daryl.
like my dad was,
Absolutely.
or how out of order and wrong my mum was over something. You know, and the kind
You
of
shoulder lean on shit.
you know,
Absolutely.
I dread to think really the conversations that we'd sometimes kind of have at that age. But you know,
What do you
those
guys think about what I
friends
just
sat
said?
there, would
Do
listen.
you guys think that it's easier
They
sometimes
knew that you
to
didn't really
bring
mean
situations and
a
stuff that
lot
you've
of the
gone through
things
to
that you
friends,
said,
right?
and I think that they read between the lines as well and thought, well, you know, it's not as bad as what he's kind of making out, but he's just upset at the moment and stuff. And me personally, I don't have that sort of thing sort of these days as I've got older and stuff.
And I don't really, Matt,
you know,
I don't really
miss those
I don't
kind
differentiate
of
between the
where you
two,
can just
right?
kind of be open and
I don't really
and
differentiate between the
honest,
two. Like in
but
my opinion, a friend's a
with
friend no matter what,
that
right?
kind of
So
knows that you
if I
don't
talk to somebody,
probably mean
even if it's
sort
just on
of
Facebook or with a
80%
chat
of
with
what
y'all
you're
or whatever it
actually
is,
saying,
and I
think, at the
develop this
time, if
friendship,
that
like
makes
to me,
sense.
I see it as just the same thing, right?
So as the person talking, or as the person listening?
With myself, I had a funny kind of experience really with my friends. It was a bit of a turning point myself where I've got a small group of really close friends that know me sort of better than anyone, inside out. And I to this day, there's still
Miss
kind of my
Chelsea, though,
best
you're like, I need a
friends
shoulder
and
to lean on
people
and
that
shit,
if I
bro.
really need to, I'd kind of go to. But
Yo, I can't wait till you guys come up over here. You know we're gonna have some fun, right?
School together.
You know
we
we're gonna
went
have
to
some fun, yeah?
concerts. We walked around the streets in ripped jeans and
It's
baggy
gonna be a good time.
t-shirts, all that
For
sort
damn
of
sure,
stuff, singing
right?
songs and things. You know, we had our first drinks together and that sort of stuff. But a couple of my friends had a lot of kind of troubles family wise and relationship wise as they were kind of growing up.
Miss
And
Chelsea,
they'd always come to myself to kind of talk.
I think
to,
too that
and,
could also be.
I suppose really, I've always been a people
Miss Crystal,
person. So
I don't know if you were here when I was talking about one of my best friends
give
who
them a time
ended up being
and sit with
in
them.
the guys or whatever,
I
right?
think
I never knew it.
we
right? Like
looked after each other so well
seen 'em,
in
like,
different ways. If one of us
sleep with
done
chicks.
something that
We used
the
to live in the
group
same
didn't
house,
kind
right?
of
Like,
approve of, we'd
whatever.
let them know and kind of
But
pull them
it
back into
really
the
killed
group
him
and make
inside.
sure that they
You know
were
what I'm
okay.
saying? It killed him inside not to be open
But then as
about
we
what
got
he
a
was
little bit
into, right?
older, there was a specific evening I kind of really remember where I hadn't seen my friends for a while. I'd sat and spoken to one who kind of told me all his troubles for a couple of hours from what I remember over a relationship. And then at last he kind of turned around and said, he you know, how are you? You okay? And for the first time ever, I said, well, kind of actually, I'm not at the moment. I've got, you know, some of my own things going on. And before I said any more, sort of this friend said, oh, you know, you can't have problems. You're the person we come to talk to. You know, you can't have any problems. Matt's always okay. You know, you're the one that solves all our issues. So that kind of encouraged me to be quiet again and not talk.
Right.
So I kind of said, yeah, you know, I'm okay then, I'm fine. And that kind of is a bit of an awakening, really, for me. Is that my friends kind of saw me in that light. So that kind of took away at that time sort of my access to people to kind of talk to about my own stuff. So I think I've become very independent after that time. I kind of looked after myself and managed things a lot myself. And I've met different people as the years have kind of gone on. Those friends are still my friends, and I kind of accept them for who they are and stuff like that, and wouldn't change them for the world, to be honest. But it was that kind of sentence that kind of stopped me talking to them as much as what I'd perhaps like to. I've kind of grown to be okay with that.
Oh my God.
But at another point, you kind of hear people talking about their friends, and you kind of think, well, yeah. To be honest, you two, you two have been that kind of person or people in some ways, and you've become really good friends, although we've never actually met physically. So, I really enjoy and look forward to our chats. But that was a bit of a turning point to myself, and I know other people have kind of got that access to being able to share issues and problems that I don't feel that I've always got, but I'm kind of comfortable with that these days. It's never really been kind of tested with anything too big that I haven't been able to kind of think over and sort out myself, really. But I know at the same time it's still something that I kind of miss. And I think, to add to that as well, I know my grandparents were a huge part. My granddad especially was someone I'd sit and talk to for hours, and he'd
Absolutely,
listen a lot.
Crystal. That is 100% true.
Obviously, kind of when we lost
right.
them, that was another sort of side of that disappeared as well at the same time. So
okay, it really, I could sense, and I feel, man, it's really crazy, Matt, and it's really crazy how sometimes it's right in front of our faces. Like sitting back and hearing you talk about this stuff, I think to myself, man, I believe that. Now, one time I was like, hey, bro, do you need a friend? Hang out, talk to. I think that it just seems like sometimes people can be so, maybe so helpful, so composed. I feel like I don't maybe sometimes it might get away. So I mean, I think that, like it says right there, it reminds me that everybody is, everybody has their limit. Everybody needs something. We are all human. So I'm proud to call you my friend, man. And listen, maybe one day we can plan a trip, right? I wanted to go visit Chris sometime, hopefully soon. Maybe we're going to take a trip. I don't know, but I feel like maybe we could arrange something. I don't know, sometime in the future.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah,
I think that would be a fucking badass.
I think it would be.
It'd be summer camp around Mud's house.
Yeah, summer, or we could do the whole winter thing that you were telling. We can make that.
Do summer camp at Chris's house.
Yeah, winter in Chris's house. His experience that
like
recently,
some huge mosquitoes or some shit.
Yeah, but
Chris has been telling me about some.
That's where I just adapt and overcome, right? So wintertime is hunting, riding the fucking farm and fucking shooting pigs and shit, and then summertime is going out to the beach and going fishing and spending the night on the beach and shit, right? And searching for hot chicks and bikinis.
Chris,
check.
What'd you say?
I said, and searching for hot chicks and bikinis. Check.
That was a little different because, like, look, when I was talking to Chris, when we were talking, we used to play.
Yo, Thomas, what's up, dude?
When we were going hunting.
Up, Thomas? How you doing,
he would
bro?
be like, "Look, I'll be right back," and he would come back and be like, "Man, these fucking toads and frogs," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah,
like, yeah, man, I just pissed on a couple of frogs.
Yeah, dude, they were outside my back door and they were pissing me off because they were loud as fuck.
And I'm like, "What?" And then the only thing I can imagine is like a million frogs all looking at Chris.
It was probably just one.
Doing his thing outside.
I was just being dramatic.
And he just doesn't give a fuck, and he comes
back. Pissed right on that frog,
pissed on a couple of frogs.
That'd be funny. What was that? It'd be like that. What was that film when the kind of middle-aged guys, isn't it? They all get on the motorbikes. Is it Wild Hogs? Something like that?
Oh, dude, what was that?
Where
It's,
they all
it's
get
got
the
like Tim
motorbikes,
Allen or
don't
whatever
they?
his name is in it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Fuck,
Is it
dude.
Wild Hogs?
It's got John Travolta too, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it is Wild Hogs. Yeah, I've just found it
Okay.
on there. On the yeah. No, we'll be like that. The three of us will be having a bit of a midlife crisis. I
Absolutely,
think.
absolutely, man.
Well, I think this is
R.
a
Kelly
good
on
segue
nature.
to talk about
Yo, Miss Crystal, that's fucking perfect.
how
Perfect.
we all talked about how we needed somebody, or we all need friends
Absolutely,
and stuff
Miss
sometimes,
Chelsea.
and we deal
Absolutely.
with a lot of struggles.
Yo, we
on
all
our
good
own,
here,
especially
Thomas. All
as
good here. How are
adults,
you, sir?
and then we have to take care of other little human beings. So, with that said, I feel like if you meet a good core of friends and you guys, I don't know, kind of come together like a group, kind of like our communities and stuff, but maybe in real life, but like a closer, more, like
Wild
in real
Hogs,
life,
yep.
we're sitting at a table. It's like 10 of us.
Miss
We're
Crystal
all
with the R.
there.
Kelly on
We're all
nature.
hanging out. So there's your friend, and then there's your friend with other friends.
They gotta have
and
two
that's
forms
like-
of ID.
I mean, when they come together as one group, man, it's really powerful. Almost maybe like you can forget about it for a minute, right? I don't know. Is there a difference between having one friend, and not the bad difference, or is there, is there something, having to talk to one friend or having a really best friend, as opposed to having a bunch of friends, maybe 3 or 4, and you guys are all clicking and you're like, hey, we need to talk, whatever it is, get through things, have fun. Is there a difference, or with the numbers, or is it just more powerful, more sense of a feeling of secure, nobody's really left out?
I don't
know.
Me,
It's a big
me
question,
personally,
really, isn't it?
like I have like a select group of people that I discuss like, important life shit with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a whole bunch of people that I like and that I think are cool as fuck, and like to hang out with and shit. Like they're all friends. You know what I'm saying? It's just I think that we as individuals, naturally I think subconsciously we to some degree secure ourselves, right? Make sure that we're safe, us personally, and then those people that we feel safe with, naturally they get, a little more insight, credibility, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think it makes it any
It's
less
so-
important, as far as the friendship thing goes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, okay. Thanks for shedding some light on that, man.
I used to have about sort of 3 different groups of people, really. Sort of there'd be like it was sort of during teenage years again,
Two
and
forms
then
of
I'd
ID
have like
check.
a group of sort of goth people, sort of one side. I'd have another group of people that would be called sort of nerds and regarded as nerds and things in school. Really, we were into computers and all looked very similar. They'd all have their straight ties and things on in that sort of group. And then I'd have another group of friends that were all kind of heavy metal, kind of rockers and stuff. And the different people from the different groups wouldn't talk to each other. They used to sort of say to me, "Oh, how can you hang about with them over there? And what do you find interesting?" They didn't get on between themselves really, and until I started kind of introducing them to each other. But for me, it was fascinating to sort of get an experience of the different
Oh, Miss
ideas,
Crystal.
different beliefs,
Miss Crystal, are
different
you here?
outlooks on things and mindsets
Are you
on
here?
stuff. To find out about one sort of music and then go and speak to another group about another. I was always kind of looking for information, really, I think, myself. But it was funny how those groups were very much trying to keep themselves to themselves, which is a natural behavior, really. We try.
I was just reading something, this article, and talking about why, people feel more comfortable with talking to friends and family, or friends then family, right?
And we're very
and one of the first things it says, we're legally and biologically connected to our family members,
kind of
right?
behavior.
You know what I'm saying?
Whereas myself, I was always, I'd do that. I'd be very kind of protective over each group.
It's indulgent
and I'd
to
kind of
spend time with
defend one
friends.
group against another one, if you like. But within those, I had
some diet and
a
exercise.
couple of really good friends as well, who we ended up sort of forming sort of our band and things like that together. So there's some funny dynamics and funny behaviours that go on in friendships. So
We're legally and biologically
That
connected to our
whole
family
growing up
members,
thing
right?
together. I mean, especially if you're growing up
pressure's
together.
there, you know?
Well, you're saying the nerd
That's why the pressure's
thing,
there with
like,
the family side, right?
that's everybody kind of establishing themselves, and you know, and if you think about it, as we become older,
Yo, same for
the
me, Miss
nerd
Chelsea.
always
Same
becomes
for me.
the best,
Same
the
for me.
sexiest, you know, everybody, the nerd, man. And then you're like, I like being a nerd. That's what I found out. Have you ever seen The Nerd? You remember you ever seen the Nerd movie in the 80s? Those are the best dudes ever.
That one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think
check
I've
it
seen
out.
that one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it was the Rockers, really.
Yo,
It
Miss
was
Chelsea,
the
you
Rockers
know
with
it's
the
the same for
great
me,
big,
right?
like long
You know it's the same for
hair
me.
and everything else that kind of
I'm
missed
fucking
out
excited,
because
Miss
now
Chelsea.
at my
I'm excited
age,
for y'all to come down.
you know,
We're gonna
I
have a
bump
good
into
time.
them now, and
I'm rowdy.
and they've
Just
all
letting
got
you
no
know.
hair at all. So
I'm rowdy.
you know, it's yeah. I think they lost a big part of their identity really as they kind of slowly grew older. So
yeah, life's so weird, man. Like, right? I mean, like, all this, it's just crazy.
What was like sort of growing up in America and things like that?
I'm out.
I kind of
I'm out.
feel that both of yourselves.
I just ordered some. I ordered 4 tubs.
Quite different sort of friendships and schoolings and in different areas and stuff like that. What was kind of what did your group of friends kind of look like, and what was you kind of doing during that time?
Chris, you want to go?
Yeah, I didn't really have a specific group, man. I kind of hung out with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like people who like picked on other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's kind of who I hung around with. I don't know. Like, I don't ever want anybody to be hurt. You know. So, but I was diverse. You know, like I hung out with anybody and everybody. You know, like anybody that wanted to have a fun time, I'm down. You know.
All right. I mean, that's kind of, and I'm the same way, Chris. Like when I was younger, though, I was just a kid growing up in the neighborhood, like in the city. So anybody that was kind of around and, you know, whoever kind of clicked, we became friends. So whoever was in my building at the time in Chicago, we became friends and hung out all the time. You know, as we grow older, as I grew older, when I got to high school, where everybody kind of forms
this fucking family right here, Jeremy. This family right here. Hell yeah, bro.
Honestly, it was sometimes I would mingle with one for a little while and just kind of yeah.
Yeah, I expected us to be a little bit different, really, but it sounds like the 3 of us are quite similar, I think, in what we was doing and sort of our outlook on things as well. So
that's interesting, man.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, especially from, coming from completely different areas and countries and things. So are you still in contact with any of those friends at all? Did you stay in contact?
Well, go ahead, Chris.
I think so. I had this friend since 2nd grade, right? We were really close all the way up throughout high school. Then we just kind of fucking lost contact. Or, you know, I went to the Marine Corps and then I was doing all this other shit, you know, like, I don't know. But those people that were really super important in my life, like I could call them up, right? Like there's a friend of mine, his name is John He Reed. He was a K-9 dude in the United States Marine Corps, right? And I haven't spoken to him in years, but I could call him right now and it would be just like there ain't ever been no year gap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So some of them I stayed in contact with, but I don't know, man. It's never really felt like it was a long time in between until you just look at your date and you're like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did it get to be March 5th, 2021? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like, how am I going to be 37 years old this year? Like, I wasn't even supposed to make it past 25, Damn. You know?
Did you know, Chris, did you know him? I couldn't remember if you said you knew him before you were in the Marine Corps or as you guys were growing up as kids.
Well, there was 2 of them. Like one of them that I grew up as a kid, right? And then the other one while I was in the Marine Corps, you know. And I still talk to my homeboy that's from here that I knew since I was in 2nd grade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
And that's why I was asking you that, because I wanted to know which one. You talk the guy that you knew since 2nd grade, it never gets old, right? Because that's kind of your childhood. You know, you guys grew up with the same. You know, that's a lot of memories there. A lot of bonding connection with your boys. 2nd grade. You know what I'm saying? You guys knew each other and you talked to each other throughout the years, right? Not
well,
like
our parents knew
second
each
grade
other.
and then-
You know what I'm saying? Like I used to take trips to their property that they had that was like 3 or 4 hours away. Like their parent, like his parents were basically my parents too, right? And
Yeah.
my parents knew their parents, and everybody was happy, got along together and shit, and had a good time. And like they would just be like, "All right, Chris, this weekend you're coming with us," and I was like, "Okay," and then I would go. You know, like it's just always there's I guess maybe a deeper connection there with the families knowing each other and being involved and being friendly to each other. You know, so
yeah, for sure. Yeah, makes sense, man.
How
But
about
I mean,
yourself,
it's-
Mud?
yeah.
What about me? Like,
Did you keep
what
contact with
my
your friends?
Yeah, you're still in contact with them?
dude, that's a weird question. I don't know if I am in
subscribers. Hell yeah, bro.
like,
Gray hair.
depends
I
on when
know,
you're asking me. Like my
Jesus Christ.
timeline, I don't think I remember anybody since I
Part of the
was
family that lived
from
in
when I was a kid.
2019.
I haven't talked to them.
Yo, Jeremy,
but I
dude,
do remember certain
fucking-
friends
I don't know, man.
that
I'm
I
just so
used to
proud.
hang out with.
I'm so proud of what,
There's
what we're
certain
building
friends that
here. You
pop
know what I
in
mean?
my head. There's a guy named Danny that I knew for a few years.
I love
We
you
were
guys, man.
really good
I
friends.
love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all.
And another dude. I can't even.
Still friends 20 years later. Hell yeah, bro.
I can't remember. Sometimes I can't remember their names, but I remember their faces. I remember the memories, but I didn't really have a lot of friends growing
Josh,
up. I was
I
always
appreciate that,
moving
bro.
around and
I appreciate that.
never
kind
staying in
word.
one place. As I got older, I became more, just kind of everywhere. But like now, as I'm settling down more, I'm getting more,
That's
a
good
chance
shit,
to
Thomas.
meet more people
That's good
and
shit.
having more friends, that way.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't really. I mean, maybe I do. I
Yo,
have to
Miss
have a
Chelsea.
friend somewhere
Miss
that
Chelsea.
I can't think of. I just can't really pinpoint one. You know what I mean? As a kid.
37
Do you
chat.
feel
Fuck, dude.
meeting new
Yo,
people?
I love the fuck out of you too,
sort of,
Jeremy. Seriously,
I
man.
do as well. Obviously, I'm sure Chris
Seriously,
kind
bro.
of does. Meeting new people as you get older, do you feel that you can be as open with them as what you may have been sort of when you was younger?
Wow, that's a good question. I guess when you're younger, you really don't have anything to hide. You don't really have anything that you want to keep inside of you, and it's really not. It's not. It's
Yo,
not
Miss
even
Melissa, what's
fun.
up, ma'am? How are you?
Kids are in their own fucking world at that age. Nothing. They can do everything and have fun, and there's nothing. If there is something going on, I don't think it's really that big a deal.
I love
But
the
as
hell out
you
of
grow
you too,
older,
Matt. For real,
I think
bro.
people become more
I fucking love you guys, man.
guarded. Sometimes they might, I don't know. I don't know how that works, just emotionally and stuff. But it's just a natural thing to, just go up to somebody and be friends with them, like right on the playground. It's a little bit different.
Well,
when
we've
you're older, you know
experienced
what I'm saying?
pain and heartache
Friend-
and lack of trust, like seeing people, that you trusted violate that trust, right? So I think we build up
Yeah.
more walls as we grow up, and that's just to protect our own sanity, right?
Mm.
Yeah. It is.
That's my
Yeah,
opinion on the
no, it's
matter.
a good-
You know,
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
It really is.
'cause,
It's a really good
yeah.
answer.
Mm.
Protect your own sanity and whatever. Okay, so when you grow up and you meet a good friend, friends always usually click somehow. It's not like boom, boom, blah, and you kind of grow together, and that's kind of how it works. And I don't know, adults I don't know how we got on this subject of figuring out how we became friends as we become adults, but I thought it's interesting now, of the way that it kind of conforms into that. It's so weird having friends as a kid and having friends as an adult. I don't know. It's two different worlds, I guess.
Yeah, no, because I asked, because I was kind of, I suppose, really, in some ways, I was asking for myself as well, because I always find sort of those original
Josh,
friends
dude,
from years ago.
just remember, too, you're
'cause
putting
they
in the
know
work,
so
bro,
much
all
about
right?
me in a
and I
way,
appreciate
you
that, bro, and I'll
mentioned
always be
something,
here, right? I promise, dude.
yourselves of where their families pretty much become your own families as well. So my best friends,
Josh,
as it were, at the time.
I mean, just you saying that, dude, it means the world to me, bro. And that's what this family's all about. That's what this whole streaming thing's all about, is making that difference. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Sort of as my sisters, really, because, if you saw, if my friend wasn't around, then his sister kind of knew that, she could come to me and ask me to lend her some money for
Jeremy, do you want a
if you
wrench?
hadn't forgotten,
Or what?
remembered it, or
You want a wrench?
or if
Jeremy?
she needed a lift somewhere when she was older, things like that. So we all looked after each other really well. I think when you're older, from
I
what
fucking
I've
agree
found anyway,
100%, Jeremy. I know,
in
dude.
some
I know there's a bigger
ways,
cause,
I
dude. Like,
meet
and
a
I
lot
fucking
of
believe in it
people,
100%. You know what I'm saying?
And I think,
It's for shit like what Josh is saying, dude.
yourselves,
That's what this
an-
shit is
an
all about, man.
exception,
Making that
really,
difference, dude. Changing the world, bringing
where
people
I feel
together,
I
man.
can, talk
You know what I'm
to
saying?
you two about kind of anything.
Keeping your head above the water, right?
But I think a lot of other people that I kind of meet, sort of, I think we haven't had the same kind of time as what I have with those past friends to get to that level of where I kind of can go over kind of old ground and tell them and talk to them about the same things as what I had done with my original friends, if you like. Just because we haven't had that kind of foundation, I suppose, to kind of build that on. So they know a lot more perhaps about me today than what my older friends do, but then they don't know the history of me, if you like. So
Yeah, right. I mean, if you don't know the history of somebody, I don't know. I mean, it's different if
Yo,
you're growing
Miss
up
Chelsea,
with your
and it's a
friend and you know
two-way
the
street,
history,
right?
You're more
I want y'all to
comfortable
know
and,
that, right? Like, it's a two-way street, man.
I mean, that's a big part of it. You don't know a lot, so that
It's a two-way street, right? Like, all this shit helps me, bro. Like, being able to have the opportunity to be here and
kind of open those things up.
like being able to be here and having you guys here, right? Like, all that shit.
Anyways, here's what I think.
Like, it's just as important to me, and it changes my life as well. I want y'all to know that, all right?
Having an outlet for,
I love it.
having an outlet.
I'm telling you,
for
I
your,
love this. I love this. I love this. I've never felt so right doing something.
Good. Yes. Obviously, you can, most of the time we deal with things on our own. And then you got your friends, right, that we can go and talk to. Whether you want to, whether you're that person that can tell the person exactly what's going on, or just kind of, just kind of beating around the bush, or whatever kind of person you are with your feelings, your friends can deal with that really, really good. Now, because we're human, we understand we all do the same things, but I think there are different things now for more. Now, this is completely, and if you guys don't mind, I was gonna maybe think about doing some things. We wanted to talk about, like, I don't know, if you're feeling really anxious, or you have a lot of anxiety, or you're scared, or you're mad, or whatever it is, there are always these things that people are always trying to tell us, right? It's like going back to every time somebody, it's like going back to your childhood, you hear your parents are saying, hey, you shouldn't do that. Your face will get stuck like that. But like, it seems like if you just try, listen, there's these really cool tricks, and there's these really, really cool things that if you do them by yourself, it's a little, I don't know. When people tell me to put ice on my face and put my face between my legs and not breathe for 30 seconds as an exercise to get rid of some stress right away, I would just be like, fine, I'll do it for them.
The world, man.
Or I'm not going to do it on my own.
Fucking world, chat.
But I did do it.
World, man. I love it.
And it was crazy. And what happened was it made me feel like, I was telling the guys earlier, you jump in, like you're jumping into a lake, a really cold lake in the middle of nowhere, and you hit the bottom and you're down under the water, and you finally come back up. The only thing you're thinking about is survival and the shock. And when you come out, you have an adrenaline rush, and it almost feels like for a moment everything's clear, to the point where if you can just see the light enough, you can climb out, metaphorically. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Those little things that you and Chris were talking about how we have these moments where you have time, and you're thinking about things, and you're just tired, and something comes to you. I think it works the same way with that. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm really open-minded about sort of a lot of alternative therapies. Really, I've perhaps there's people.
Yo, I'm always proud.
Extremes.
It's not just pride. There's a lot of pride involved, right?
I see a lot of,
and there's also a lot of humbleness,
and
right?
Mostly
a lot of humbleness that's involved with it too.
Having that,
you know what I'm saying?
Time for yourself to concentrate
don't want to talk
on
yes,
yourself.
Man, as a friend. That's
right.
right.
A little bit of time out from the other things that are kind of going on around you. something else.
I
to
agree with
kind
that
of
100%, Miss
concentrate on.
Crystal. Right, and I'm never that
There's
friend.
a lot
I'm never
of,
that guy who just says,
you know, I've
"Go
been
do what
kind
you
of trained in
do
different,
what you do."
different
Right.
therapies myself, including
You know what I'm saying?
aromatherapy. Using
Like I don't like to
different
pry much
smells
into
and
people's
scents
business.
and
You know what I'm
things like
saying?
that.
But like if I see something that's going
Other
downhill, I'm
therapies
like,
that
"Hey
use
man,
pressure points
you might want to
sort of on our
fucking check
bodies.
yourself
And I
on this,
think
dude, because
a lot
this is
of
what it
them
looks
are
like."
kind of
Right.
connected by providing that space.
I
in
think
a
we
safe
kind of owe each
place
other.
for
We
you
owe
to
it to each
spend some
other, right?
time on
Like
your own
in a
and kind of
friendship to
relaxing.
hold each other responsible and accountable.
And
You know
then
what I mean?
there's the research has gone into
I think that's part of
kind
being a
how
friend,
pressure points
right?
work. You know, how that kind of different smells kind of can stimulate us or calm us down and things. So
Yeah.
and there's so many different things, isn't there? Like art, you know, acupuncture, meditation, mindfulness.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Matt.
All really good
Absolutely.
things to kind of look into. But I've heard of
I think
because
we're.
people have like the freezing cold baths.
I don't want to
and things
use this
like that,
term
which can,
obligated,
they do different
right?
things
But
for
to
your
a certain
muscles and
way,
help
like
your
I
muscles
think we
recover
are
as well. But I
obligated
was really
to our
interested when
friends
you
like
said
that.
about your
I really
kind of
do.
ice pack.
I think we
sort of
should
one.
be.
It
We
sounded
should
like
be
something
obligated.
they'd
We should
ask you
be.
to do on a
We
plane
should be
if the
willing to
plane
hold each
was
other
in
accountable,
trouble on
right? That's the
the
that's the whole
flight.
point of it.
So
Oh
what's the
my
actual
God.
what's
I
the
know,
actual
that's my worst
process of
fear.
that? Is it? Yeah. Is
Being
it,
on
there
a
is?
plane, then it's
Yeah.
gonna crash. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fuck
no, it's,
yeah.
it is a lot of people's a phobia for a
I
lot
think
of people.
I think we're committed
So
Yeah.
what
and obligated.
what was the
right?
method of your one, Mud? How does that work?
Well, there's that one, and then there's a few of them. The one that I talked to you guys about, and I just talked about was, hold on, I gotta stop this music. It's like George of the Jungle music. I don't know how that got in there. It's like, okay, hold on.
Mind the tree.
Bird.
Here we go. It's like
your word.
I'm like trying to talk. It's
Is
like,
it?
but you know, there's other ones out there. There are, if you think about it, like the acupuncture and all, it sounds so silly, acupuncture, or you know, let me just fucking put my finger right in
You know,
your, like,
one of
right
my
between your shoulder,
one of
push
my
really
big
hard.
one of my big
And
outlets,
And
right?
for some reason,
Is music.
I think what
right?
it is.
To me,
Here's my theory.
to me, y'all, music is the gateway.
Maybe
the gateway
a
to the
little
soul,
bit
bro.
Is
gateway
somebody,
to the
you know,
soul.
if you're doing
Right?
these like pressure points to yourself,
I really feel like that's
they
one of
do
my
cause
biggest.
endorphins and everything. But I feel like
Aside from being out in the woods,
the
hunting,
point is that
fishing, and
letting
all that shit,
go
like it'd be music.
is the
you know what I mean?
ultimate high, ultimate like letting go. And
I agree with that, Matt.
You know,
I agree with that.
like fucking poke things in
I
you.
think anything,
and
like a lot of people
do
don't realize the
pressure
importance of
and
tact,
have
like
it
tactful
beneficial
wording,
for you,
right? And just
It
how much more of a
I
message
feel
you
like
get across to people,
the scariest,
whether it be
parts is
friends,
just,
whether
like,
it be
not
whatever,
knowing and letting go.
like
And I think
tactfulness.
that's what
Is
breaks
so
the,
beneficial
you know,
and useful in
it
getting
breaks
in
that like that
in
fog or
communication,
whatever it is
right?
that's in front of you, where you can just be like, okay,
I do believe
Okay,
that
okay,
being
that
being
felt
tactful
really
with
fucking
people, right? It's not only is it part of being
Honestly,
respectful. I think that is
And
a
really
very,
well-
very effective way of communicating.
go for it, man. I'm sorry.
know?
No,
Sorry,
sorry, Brian. I was just saying a lot of these
Miss Chelsea.
kind of, you know, the good thing about them is that they don't take up a lot of space. You know, you can do them at sort of kind of any kind of time, even when you're working and things like that, sort of in many cases. And a lot of them are as well, they're kind of put together so you can kind of do them individually. But going back to our kind of friend subject as well,
You got to be tactful,
friendships,
right?
especially if you know that a friend is kind of struggling a little bit, or you know, spending a lot
Hi,
of
Josh,
time
we'll
on
be
their
here.
own or anything like that. They're really good tools to kind of use and to perhaps encourage, you know, your friend to kind of do with you and engage kind of with you. You know, and even if it's not kind of the alternative therapies that we kind of might talk
But
about.
I said, with all due
or kind of
respect,
first
oh
think
my God,
of,
it's so funny that you mentioned that.
you know,
dude.
even sort of art or going for a walk through the countryside, spending time in the countryside.
It's so funny that you mentioned that's some Marine Corps
fishing,
shit right there.
whatever it is, really.
Sir, with all due respect,
you know,
this idea
to-
sucks.
That person may be struggling themselves to
Using
kind of
art
come
are
up
your
with
outlet?
ideas to kind of motivate themselves.
Like looking at art
if you're
or
a friend
drawing
who kind
or
of
doing art.
spots those signals and those signs.
I guess art's such a general term
in
right now,
someone
right?
else,
Like I don't know.
and are able to kind of
So obviously
encourage
listen to music,
them
right?
to get
But
involved.
what do you mean by
in
art? Is
something
it looking
like
at
that
art?
with yourself?
Is it
That
doing art?
not only works
And if
for
so,
them
what
and can
kind of
help
art,
them out
right,
a lot. It's
Miss
also
Crystal?
providing that time between yourselves, isn't it, to build on that friendship, and opportunity to kind of strike conversations as well while you're doing those things during that time.
I think also, being tactful, right? And I think this is a huge thing that a lot of people don't really pay much attention to, is that friends, family, acquaintances, whatever it is, right? Like there's so much you can accomplish in communication, right? With just being tactful and respectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's vital to holding good friendships.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like in my case, really, with that experience that I had, it was a bit of a shock, really, that kind of that listening, that just being willing to kind of listen, to your friends is so important. Just to give them a little bit of your time. To not only ask that question, are you okay? How are you? But to actually, be willing to sit there and listen for a little bit.
Active listening,
Yeah, and not be judgmental and things like that, but just to give them your time, really, which, there's some brilliant people in both of your chats who I see really often kind of offering to speak to each other and help each other.
That's good shit, Miss Crystal.
Pick, sort of people.
Hey, does anybody else have any other outlets?
That they've never met.
Does anybody else have any other outlets?
Only sort of spoken to in chats or seen the comments.
I enjoy going to the gun range. I say going to the gun range, but going to the farm.
So they might be struggling. There's so many helpful people in both your chats that are really supportive of each other.
Absolutely. What else do you guys find? You guys find anything else helpful? So when you come in to Texas there, Matt?
Soon, I think. No, I'll have to, we'll have to get out of lockdown soon. Or, first, and then I'll have to do a little bit of saving again as well, I think. But I'd really look forward to that. I'd sort of, I need to, it definitely needs a bit of a break and a holiday, but it'd be great to meet up with yourselves as well.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't know if you guys heard or what I heard. I would love to meet up, but I was saying you and Chris were pulling up a lot of those resources and doing a lot of the the digging and stuff like that. So I feel like, Chris, I don't want to put you on a spot or anything, but I do look forward to your resources every day, every week. And I was wondering if you might maybe think of, is there a resource really out there for our subject tonight?
Like for friends and family?
Like that? Like, is there anything you can think of? Like, there's not like a 1-800 number for friends.
Do you mean like do you mean like about friends or about stress? Because I got two different websites pulled up. I got how to reduce stress, right? 10 relaxation techniques that zap stress fast. And then I got why the other one that I have is why your friends are more important than you think. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to really
maybe like something really short, or is there like a list? Maybe give us a couple of maybe just
so
I don't know
on the stress side.
Go on in huge paragraphs.
It's funny that you when y'all mention all this stuff. Like some of these things they aren't really for me, right? But I can see how important it is. Like especially Mud when you were talking about certain things. I'm like, huh. So one the first thing on this list for how to get rid of stress is to meditate. Right? Breathe deeply. I guess those would be like breathing exercises or something. Be present. Sure. It says slow down. Take 5 minutes and focus on only one behavior with awareness, right? Take notice how the air feels on your face when you're walking and how your feet feel hitting the ground. Enjoy the texture and the taste of each bite of food. Stuff like that. 4 is reaching out.
Shit.
Your social network is one of your best tools for handling stress. Talking to others, preferably face to face or at least on the phone. Share what's going on. Tune into your body. Mentally scan your body to get a sense of how stress affects it each day, right? Lie on your back, sit with your feet on the floor, whatever. Decompress, laugh out loud, crank the tunes up, which I think aside from hunting
Yeah.
and fishing, like music to me is the gateway to the soul. So I
Yeah.
firmly believe in music, dude. I will gladly hop, like, you know, on my bike or in a truck when I have one, you know, and just fucking ride around, dude, and listen to music. You know what I mean? 9 is get
Yeah,
moving,
man.
like either running or exercising, you know,
Or driving like you were doing.
Yeah,
Driving is momentum. Yeah, dude.
and be grateful. Keep a. This one says keep a gratitude journal or several, one by your bed, one in your purse or wallet, or one at work or whatever, to help you remember all the things that are good in your life, you know, and reflect upon those and utilize those to kind of help keep your head above the water, you know, when you're drowning in that little stress situations.
That's Chris, that's perfect. That's actually one of the things I wanted to talk about is like shit. What were you just saying, Chris? Or the last thing you just said, the point you made?
I was talking about being grateful for all the good things that are already in your life, and how keeping notes or keeping a journal, writing them down is one thing that can help you focus.
Okay, so me, I'm not the type to write stuff down at all, because I've read books and I've done things and I've gone places, and a lot of people, for some reason, they say write stuff down. That's what I was trying to see if. What if for one moment I said, you know what, I'm gonna fucking do it for a day and I'm gonna actually write this shit down, right? And I still haven't done it to this day. I might have tried it a couple times, but to write these things down, actually try them, you never know, right? But I do agree with you. Like, my thing is music, motion. If you think about it, when you're a kid, when you were a baby, I used to take my son for a drive. He would fall right asleep, put some music on. I think it's right. It's universal. But like these things where you sit and write, I feel like at that moment right there, because it takes too long. I got to go look for a notebook. Let me grab this shit and I'm going to start writing, instead of just, getting up and going out and just like listening to music and stuff. But sometimes this stuff might actually help. Take a paper when you wake up in the morning and write your first fucking thought or your dreams or whatever these ideas are. Do them. Just do them. You should do them with friends. It'll be funner to do with friends instead of yourself, because in the beginning, when you start doing them, it's going to be all crazy and goofy. You guys are going to talk shit, but then eventually you guys will try it, because, it just will happen. And then, we could judge it off that, whatever.
Make that list and then just write it down one time, but just tape it to your fucking bathroom mirror or some shit. You know what I mean? Like shit that you'll see like when you're brushing your teeth. I mean, brushing your teeth is like, what, 2 minutes of just doing absolutely nothing? But every time that you spend that first 2 minutes when you wake up and then you go brush your teeth, which if you're not brushing your teeth after you wake up, you should be, right? Don't be nasty. Go out there and brush your teeth, all right? Change the world by brushing your teeth and having good breath. And then you can look at those. Yeah, exactly. You can look at that list, right? You can look at that list of all the shit that you...
That's a little bit. Yeah,
we
all about hygiene. And
hygiene, clean asses only. Clean asses only.
Clean asses only.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good point, man.
I only started really kind of making lists sort of about a year ago, and I've got lists all over the place now. I kind of write things down and then leave them in a corner somewhere in the room and things, which I think can be a little bit annoying. But yeah, they're really good.
Miss Sam, you have a journal that you're writing every day to stay positive. That's a good idea.
Going back and putting a tick
Clean and
or
bleach.
a cross, a line through something that that you've acted
Miss Sam, that's a good
upon
idea.
and achieved, and seeing that list kind of reduce and just that action of kind of ticking them off and things. It's a great feeling to kind of go through and actually see what you've done, what you've achieved, and as a reminder as well of what you've still got to do and how you're going to kind of move on to that sort of next. It's quite a cleansing thing to do, really.
I think
a lot of the ways that I work. I was going to talk to perhaps Chris a little bit of how I might be able to kind of transfer some of the paperwork side of what I do kind of onto some kind of platform, whether it's Discord. I'm not sure what Chris might kind of suggest.
Like a software program, kind of like all your.
Well, I've got like a lot of worksheets, sort of that I work with people and a lot of them are about getting your ideas down. they I'm not sure if it's called the same in America, but there's like a life mapping process of where you can actually kind of write down and put in a diagram kind of form, sort of how you want, what your goal is, how you want to get there. So you can actually list kind of every little detail really and every step to how you're going to achieve your goals. So there's lots of different ways of working in that. And I was going to have a chat with Chris to sort of see how, if he knew a good platform where I could perhaps post some of those on, which some of the people in, chat and who listen to this may be able to use for themselves. Because I know with the people that I work for, even a few years later, I get phone calls from people saying, "Oh, that sheet that you got me to fill out, I've made photocopies of that, and I still use that today on different things." And a lot of it is about making lists and notes, but it's such a useful process and tool to see that visually in front of you and how that kind of looks. It's another way of kind of deciphering that information and helping us to act upon it, really.
That's great, Matt. So what you're talking about is what you're doing right now. Is it maybe something that you could put up on a platform, right, and share with everybody? So if we were to have a session, let's say I came and saw you, you would sit down with me and you kind of talk to me and explain to me through these different little categories or prompts on what you were writing down on these papers. Was that something that I could probably do on my own, or at first, and then, or is it something that you guys talk together? Like, so if you were to get chat to do it, you would just put it on the screen and kind of let them go at it. And
you can definitely do them on your own, really. Yeah, I kind of developed a lot of them sort of myself, and the whole idea was that you can actually sit down as an individual and work through them yourself. But as well as that, if we kind of, I know this conversation, perhaps is one to kind of have between ourselves in one way, but, if we had them somewhere as well, it might be, it might be useful to someone who's got a friend that may need a bit of help and advice for someone in chat to kind of, go to and print off themselves or to kind of just write themselves, because they're quite easy forms to copy, really. To kind of help their friend through a certain period of time as well, or through a certain issue. Even a very basic pros and cons kind of list can be so helpful to kind of sort through a problem.
Yo, Jarrett, what's up, dude? What's up, Jarrett? How you doing, bro?
To develop and come up with some solutions.
Channels like channels, the mud.
Yeah, I mean that sounds really interesting. Matt, maybe, I mean,
so I hope
I don't say anything stupid, but maybe you should, get on and start streaming this stuff.
Yeah, like do a blog or something, you know what I'm saying?
I think you'd be really good at it. And people, they're here for this right now. I'm sure, like, if you could get kind of in depth with that thing, and I don't know, people, like, if somebody told me to fill something out and it'll help me get to know me better, I would be like, all right, I don't know. It's just so weird. And then when you actually fill it out, I'm assuming that people like, holy shit.
He's
yeah,
not late. He's just not early check.
I feel like I'm guilty of it.
Yo,
yeah,
I saw that message.
I think we all kind of do it, really. We all walk around with these ideas and these thoughts and our, feelings in our minds and things. And, they might constantly be there for a period of time. We might dip in and out of them. Something might remind us of something where, we start concentrating on them again. But yeah, they are there. And the whole idea, the reason.
Could you give us an example of maybe some, like a question you would ask somebody, or kind of like what you would, like how it would go?
Yeah, it's self-talk's a big one. That's something I work with a lot. So, it's very simple to kind of do as well. Just get a plain piece of paper, draw a line straight down the middle. My forms, I've obviously, changed them around a little bit but a very basic one is to draw a line from top to bottom, divide the page in half, put your current or old self-talk sort of headed on, the left-hand side, and then your new self-talk, which is hopefully going to be more positive on the right-hand side. So if you've, either low mood, suffer from anxiety, depression, or you're just aware that you're not, you don't speak to yourself in a very positive way or a caring sort of way that you'd like to, you can think of different situations and scenarios where you may kind of have that self-doubt perhaps, or in those comments where you're not very pleasant towards yourself, as in you're not good enough, I'm silly, it might be about your looks or whatever, and write them down on the left-hand side as you rolled or current self-talk, and then basically try and flip that over onto the right-hand side of writing that comment in a more positive sort of way towards yourself. And even that process of seeing that on paper and how you would like to speak to yourself instead. And, it takes a little bit of practice, but if you stick to that right hand side of that paper with that new self-talk, it can very quickly kind of lift your mood, lift your self-esteem, start building your confidence. It's quite a simple thing to do. I may have made that sound quite a long process, but it's not at all. It's very quick. And it can make all the difference to kind of how you view yourself and especially how you talk to yourself.
The more that you guys
sent you
talk
one in the
about
chat.
What, Chris?
Matt, if you look in that podcast chat, I sent a link to I think what you might be talking about.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. So,
is that kind of what you mean?
Is that the one that we normally talk in?
Yeah, it's the one with all three of us.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look.
The more that you guys talk about this writing stuff down,
you have a long day, bro?
Makes a lot of sense.
I'm sorry I had a long day.
Like to see it. There's a lot of these thoughts in your head.
Yo.
And the easiest thing would be to write it down and fucking see it. But I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Who knows? I feel like it's easy. It's actually quite easy. Like you said, Chris, put some shit down on paper, put it there in front of you every day. You don't even got to do nothing to it.
Yeah.
You just look at it every day and it's either going to piss you off or it's going to be like, what the fuck? When am I going to take this down?
Right.
How's it going to
go? Yeah, I've just seen those, Chris. It's that's kind of another version, really. So very similar, with the same kind of goals, really. So to kind of produce those ideas of, making little plans, visualizing kind of, what path you'd like to take and what things are important to you and stuff like that. So
right.
The process can sound quite long, and we really, most of us struggle these days for time and making time, but it's a very simple, quick thing. Even a very short list of what am I going to do today, or what would I like to achieve, how am I going to do it, and even a very basic list of, and then that process of just ticking those things off. There's nothing better really than that feeling of, and then looking at that paper and, seeing what you've done and what you've achieved. I never believed in lists. I really didn't. People used to encourage me all the time, to write things down. And over the last year, I've really kind of embraced it because, I needed to, really, for myself in getting a little bit more organized, and it works so well.
Right. Well, it keeps you kind of like on a track of focus, right?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. So that's lists.
Hold on. What's up, honey? How you doing? Okay.
You got to work the whole weekend, bro? I'm sorry, dude.
Not right now.
Poor people got released on a job day. Okay. Holy shit, bro.
All right, watch out.
Just going to the farm and shooting the only thing you can.
Hold on, chat.
So hunting.
All right. Okay.
Hunting, fishing, and music.
Sorry, I missed
are probably.
I think I got the last part of it. But
hunting, fishing, and
up here, so
going to the farm and shooting.
All right.
Like those are really the only outlets that really work really well for me. Say again one more time. Sorry.
Is there anybody in the waiting room at all?
No, we're good.
Anybody want to talk? Okay.
Yeah. I think you've just reminded me as well, Mudry. We mentioned it a little bit off of air, didn't we? About we was talking about parents the other week, and that relationship.
Yo, I'm sorry you got to work, dude. Didn't probably great.
And I think as parents, we really kind of like the idea.
A lot of times it turns around and just me riding around the farm, drinking cold beer, and
best friends,
listening to loud music.
And sometimes that relationship.
That's usually what it turns into. You know what I'm saying?
Up and stuff. Because
I usually go out there with friends and shit. So like being in good company and stuff, you know,
and things like that. So that can be quite a hard balance at times, can't it?
Yeah, it is. You know, just keeping everything balanced is sometimes it is a challenge, and everybody's got to deal with it. We're all in the same act. I feel like, you know, sometimes we fall more one way or we collapse one way, and then, you know, everything metaphorically pick us up a little bit, get us back where we need to be.
Right.
A lot of people are fighting to be in the middle, you know, content.
Yeah.
A lot of feel, and I feel like a lot of people are fighting not to be maybe happy sometimes or sad, whatever way I'm. But I feel like people, it's okay to be super happy whenever you want, any time of the day, and you know, don't be happy just because it's quiet, normal, and there's nothing going on, or you know, bills are paid. But you still got to go to work, or, you know, it's just be happy, man. You know, just do things at the moment, even if you're a person that says, you know, go be happy, and that, you know, you don't ever know what's going to happen in life. But I say, if you have the opportunity and you're on the other side of the fence, be like, hey, be happy right now. I'm happy. So you should be happy. Maybe that'll help. Right. You know what I mean?
Take pride in having those moments where you can be happy and cherish the things that you accomplish. And get through, you know.
You're right.
Take pride in it. You know what I mean? Be fucking pride. Have that pride. You know, I'm not saying be arrogant, but be proud of what you've become and what you've accomplished and what you've overcame. You know.
Be genuine. Yeah, enjoy it. Really, it's really enjoy it. Yeah. Nobody wants to be sad, and nobody wants to be really happy.
Right.
Right.
There's a lot of pressure to be sort of happy sometimes, isn't there? I think, and but it's about kind of taking a step backwards sometimes, and not putting too much pressure on yourself in ways to kind of follow what happiness is for someone
Coley,
else.
what's up, dude?
What it is for you, and appreciating
what's up, Coley? How you doing, bro?
And your surroundings and what you've got. And
sheep. Oh my God!
Contentment is such a good,
absolutely
sort of word.
It's like the beach. You know what I'm saying? That beach sound, like the waves crashing and shit.
Content where you just kind of
or like. Yo, be in a house with a tin roof and in a rain, in a storm or something.
You know, you appreciate the things that are around you.
Yo, Coley, what's up, dude?
What's up, Coley? How you doing, bro? You've got a plan and a working plan of how you're going to do that. And
I love fishing.
You know, if you want to push yourself in different directions, if you want,
I like playing guitar.
Skills,
I gave my guitar away.
You know, it's kind of being content that you know where you are in that plan, because that generates a lot of happiness. It's normally when we feel stuck.
But I suck at it.
And unable to move with no plan, that's when kind of we can often feel, you know, the anxiety.
Yeah, do I need to give you shooting lessons, Michelle? See, for a while I was doing that.
And that kind of dwelling sort of.
I was doing sort of. Like I was doing some guided hunts, right?
To get
and then doing some shooting instruction.
Kind of put some.
I'm certified by the NRA to give shooting classes.
Very small steps, as I know Chris talks about a lot. You know, it can make such a big difference to you. Even if that's
going boating, that'd be fun too, David. That's good shit too, bro.
You know, to achieve, you know, just the knowing of what you've
that's good shit, Josh.
And that process of how you're going to get there, it really can make a big difference.
That's huge, man. Because this is where people, you know, a lot of people go to, you know, professionals and pay a lot of money for this kind of information. And I feel like if it's going to be right here, and we can all gather some of that information and see, maybe I feel like it's powerful. I mean, you just got to try it, you know. I'm interested, definitely. Especially if you have somebody you know.
I took some classes, man. I got that certification
with them.
I was thinking about running
something like that.
Concealed handgun license classes or license carry classes now, but then the market got so overflooded, right? Everybody was like competing, like lowering the prices, lowering the prices. Like, this is dumb.
Okay,
Yeah.
why not?
No,
You
definitely.
ain't got to pay me.
I think something I realised a lot, especially working
I'll teach you.
in sort of the drug and alcohol kind of counselling field that I did for quite a few years.
Miss Chelsea, like I used to be terrible at shooting a pistol, right?
It's our
I
responsibility.
was terrible at shooting a pistol all the way going to the police academy. And in the police academy, I shot second highest out of my whole class.
Nothing's going to change.
And I did it by
unless
saying
you
my
make
ABCs
a
out loud.
Change, and it's only
No
got
joke.
to be a small change as well.
No
It
joke.
hasn't got to be huge. It hasn't got to be big.
Sir, drop your
small
weapon.
Change.
Drop your weapons.
will
A, B,
kind of
C,
lead on
D,
to bigger
E, F,
changes
G.
and make a big difference in itself.
Jared got a book.
When I was working sort of in that environment,
Jared got a book
could
about
provide
sheep.
numbers. I could provide, the kind of paperwork and the sheets and the worksheets and the sessions that we used to do. But quite often it was waiting for that person that I was working with to kind of think that today is going to be the day
Yeah,
when
that's
they're
so
going
funny,
to make
G.
that small change.
It's
And
so
something
funny,
I used
bro.
to sort of
So
mention
funny.
to them a lot, really, that just used to kind of open some of their eyes and start that motivation
Need
off.
you on a survival team? I got you.
If
I'm
you've
down.
been thinking about making a change
Team survival check.
for quite a while, it could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years. It could be 5-6 years ago that you kind of considered making a change, no matter what it is. Are you
Yeah, that's so funny, G.
another
That's
week?
so funny.
You're going to wait another couple of months? You're going to wait another 5 or 6 years? It's valuable time, and if you can do, the best time to make a little change was yesterday. The second best time, is today, or
Right now,
as soon as you can to do it now. Yeah. Tomorrow, tomorrow's very rarely kind of come, and it's another day kind of gone past, and tomorrow can very easily turn into a week, a month, and years. So, it's getting that little bit of motivation, that little bit of spark, and just kind of making that first little move, no matter what kind of subject it's on, really.
Okay, yeah, makes sense, man. Like a lot of the things that I think about when you guys are talking, it makes sense. I mean, we could say this over and over and philosophize over. Is that a word? Philosophize? That sounds like a McDonald's fucking.
Is that footwear?
I don't know.
Footwear.
Philosophize,
Footwear.
please. Anyways,
What
yeah.
are you?
Did you say you need a lot of fries?
Philosophize.
Listen to me. I'm having a philosophize fucking problem here. I need you here. It's that.
All right, large fry check.
Well,
I love this. It reminds me of Sylvester, the cat off the cartoons. When you
Oh, for that guy?
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Well, okay. So Sylvester Stallone. I mean, Sylvester the cat. I used to do that impersonation for my cousins all the time, and they used to get pissed at me because that was my opportunity to spit a little bit extra by doing it subtle. You know what I mean? We used to argue and wrestle. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying. I feel like I was saying. Okay, now the thing that I'm thinking about why you guys are talking about all this stuff is that really it just slow down a little bit in life and kind of know where you're at. And remember these conversations that you're having right now, just kind of keep them in the back of your mind. I feel like this is where I would utilize Chris's note and say something like, maybe just put something simple on there, Friday.
Yep.
And like a smiley face, or Friday, whatever it is that it is, to make you keep thinking about, oh my God, I'm right here in the moment. This is really the time. This is really the time. Right now, I could be doing all the stuff and kind of being aware that if I have to, I should say, but really slow down and realize life is going by so fast. Sometimes you don't even realize that. Sometimes you go in such a crazy momentum, you don't even fucking know what. Like, I can't even believe
Jared.
some of the shit I miss. And
Jared.
And honestly,
Yo, can
I'm
we
that type of
hashtag
person. I think life
not
took
Jared?
me
Hashtag not
somewhere,
Jared.
and sometimes you got to find your way.
Hashtag
back.
not Jared in the chat, y'all. $50.
I'm thankful for you guys.
For
I'm
child
thankful
support.
for, I get to reflect.
Yo,
a lot on
hashtag not
Fridays,
Jared.
and that's why I love it. Seriously, I'll be like, maybe there's a lot of stuff I can work on. Life's great right now, and it's residual. I feel
Been
yeah,
a
I
little
mean,
bit
just
of
Yo,
therapy
hashtag
for
not
myself
Jarrett.
tonight as well. Really.
$50 on the
It's,
cash
good,
app.
man.
Yo,
I'm
hashtag
glad,
not
bro.
Jarrett.
when you said about friends and friendship and things,
pay
it's,
child support.
you know, it has its.
That's-
When you said about it last
Thank you, G.
week,
Check.
I've been looking forward to it all this week, really, because I
Oh
was
my
really
God.
looking forward to
Yo,
what
hashtag
we
not
might
Jarrett for
talk
child support,
about,
check.
what that might bring up and things. It
Oh my
was,
God, bro.
You know, kind of an interesting topic
Yeah, that's some good
to
shit.
do with kind of mental health and things like that. You know, you might not always think about, you know, you might not always think about your friends and kind of what makes us a good friend to them, what makes them a good friend to us, what makes a bad friend, and things like that. There's, you know, it's perhaps a bigger kind of subject than what
For child support,
people
check.
may think, really, especially around mental health.
Yeah,
For child support, check.
I agree.
Mm.
That was a really great, insightful. It would actually be something I would actually go back and watch
Absolutely.
to like listen to this. I really like it. The lot of stuff that came to the table today. So funny how things are just like it's so simple. They're right in front of your face. It brings you back down to earth. And
We haven't
honestly,
even
it impacts my day. You know, it will have an effect.
Yeah. We haven't even spoken to anyone either, have we? It's been like a
You're
little chat between ourselves really this evening. But yeah, no, I'm sure like normal as well. We, you know, I kind of get a few little messages during
Chris
the
got all
week
the baby.
from people sort of saying, you know,
Well,
that
we
was
kind of
really
talk about
interesting, it
friendships,
really helped me
right?
out and
Friendship.
things. So even if it just touches home, you know, kind of with
Older
one
than you, child
person,
support.
it's,
Good point.
you know,
Yo, good point.
it's still really good. It's
not to pay child
you know,
support. It's for me to support
it's
my
just
older than me
great to have
child.
this time sort of each week to
Yo.
be able to, you know, share that with you too, and
You gotta look out for
you
us.
know, anyone else that we speak
look
to.
out for
But
us,
it's
Crown.
been a nice
Us-
evening.
us
just
crayon eaters,
kind of
right?
chatting between ourselves tonight. I think.
Yeah, I feel like
think
very
it's-
relaxed
I
and
think it's good shit.
content.
You know.
I feel like this is a great way to start the fucking
Yo,
weekend.
crayon
Saturday.
eaters.
Yeah.
Wait, Friday.
Can we get a hashtag crayon eaters?
Well, what do you guys want to do? Do we have anybody to talk to? Is there any emails or is there some kind of closure that maybe the chats want to talk about? Matt?
Yep, we haven't got any emails. Sort of,
Okay.
we've had a few. We have been getting them, and it seems like a really good resource and
Blue
something
Stipend.
sort of extra.
Crayon eaters, check.
You know, another way that people can get in contact with us. So I'd
Just don't
still
take
really
that baby
encourage
money for
anyone,
another
you know, if
hat.
they want to kind of, you know, send us a
Don't
message
take
and
that baby's
talk
money
about
for another
anything
hat.
in there,
Wait, what?
really. But we're,
I'm
you know,
not
it's
getting rid of my hat.
Also a way of having that communication with us where we
I'm not
can
getting rid
kind
of my
offer,
hat.
you know,
I
a
ain't
little
never
bit
getting
of
rid of my
help
hat
and some
it
contact
breaks.
numbers and services and things as well. So it's still there. We have been talking to people, but it hasn't been stuff that we can perhaps share on here as much. So
That's go ahead, Chris.
I mean, definitely.
Yep.
We need to
Go ahead,
encourage
honey.
using
Go.
that
Go
using
for
that
it.
change the world.
Good job. Thank you. Sorry,
HD.
sorry. Did I not mute? My bad.
what is the email address again, Chris? Because I'll only get it wrong.
Change the world HD at gmail.com.
HD.
Yeah.
Full HD.
And that's for any time of the week, y'all. Anytime any of y'all need
Yeah.
anything, right? Like, obviously, I mean, don't be. It's for like keeping your head above the water. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all got some
Yeah.
situations, you know, that we could possibly help research or just listen, you know, and then give y'all some advice or whatever if you guys want it. You know, feel free to use that. Right? That's what it's there for.
It's quite good in a way that I've only just realised because we live in different countries. We actually cover it sort of 24 hours, really, don't we? Because,
Yeah.
you know, because of the time difference between ourselves. You know, if I don't see them sort of at night time,
No, I'm sorry you
obviously,
jammed
you
up
know,
like that,
as
Jarrett.
You guys
I'm
will.
sorry, bro.
So, and vice versa. So it works really well that way.
I think so too.
Yeah, and like like you guys are saying, Matt says you don't really have to. We come here, we don't expect anything. We
My
just
boy
have an
Alex with a
agenda.
raid check.
So
Mm.
what
Alex
we
with a
came and
raid
talked
check.
today, and you know, chat really didn't have too much to put in or say on my end, but I feel like just being here still gains insight. And you know, it doesn't mean like there's nothing. You know what I mean? That you don't have
No,
to have
definitely.
dialogue. Yeah.
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. We've actually got someone in the waiting room now as well.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna move Miss McRee down. Check. Bam.
McCreed?
Yep.
Hey,
Miss McReed.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
what's up,
Hello.
McCreed?
I just want to say I specifically asked Mud Shovel, DJ Mud,
Oh shit!
to
Oh,
not
you're in
skip
trouble.
Oh my
my
god!
Middle Eastern song, and he skipped it again.
I'm sorry, and I'm gonna tell you the whole
Wait, what?
truth, and I swear to God on my life, I thought when I heard him say that, I thought she's gonna ask about that fucking song because I was like, shit, I'm gonna put it back on after this.
This is mine.
swear to
too.
God.
Right. This is
Do
mine.
you like
too.
that
You know what
DJ
I'm
that
saying?
at weddings
really is.
where they get asked to play a
This
song
is
and they haven't got
to me.
it,
This is the
so they
most
just
important thing
keep,
that we do, right?
Trying to skip over it and.
What do you wait? What, Matt?
Orange crayon eaters.
You know, you know the DJ who keeps getting, he just doesn't want to play a song, and the wedding
Yo,
guests
orange
keep
crayon
coming
eater
up and
check.
asking for it, and he'd make any excuse not to play it.
I wouldn't. I've never been in that situation. I'd be like, I'll fucking play it. Like, let's go.
No, Mud is worse.
the
Mud
fuck?
will troll you. He'll
The
have
fuck?
the song and he'll say he doesn't have it, and then he'll keep playing like little bits of it, and he'll skip,
No,
and
see,
then he'll
you're
go to another
wrong
song.
on that's where you're wrong. Because I'm not trolling you. My brain is trolling me. Therefore, I am innocent. I'm the middleman.
Okay, so your brain is trolling us all. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Hold on, chat. Let
I'm
me move
away
this
in my
over.
little locked up, hidden, unconscious world right now. I don't even know what's happening.
I love Mud's brain. I think Mud's
I do.
brain's
You know
brilliant.
what? I do too. And he always says,
It's a
like,
Marine
oh,
Corps
my brain
thing.
is too much, or I'm too much.
Right, everybody
No,
refers to
Mud,
Marine
you're
Corps
perfect
or
the way you
Marines
are.
as crayon eaters.
No,
Right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's a
You
Marine
guys
Corps
are
thing.
too.
It's a
I
shots
think we
fired at
all
Marine
live
Corps,
with,
right?
like, those
We're just
different
bullet
voices
catchers
and shit.
and crayon eaters.
But seriously,
Right.
that
Yeah,
part of
I know,
my voice is
Bullet
always
catchers
like,
and crayon
man,
eaters.
I don't
Check.
feel safe in here with this motherfucker. No, just
That's what it's all about, Miss Crystal.
Your brain's in charge and holding you hostage.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I
That'll
love
work
it.
right there.
Yeah.
Because
No.
I feel like it's like, what do you call that thing when you like feel
What?
good about the you connect with the
beaters?
fucking
No, just
With the
crayon.
never-
Stockholm
crayons.
syndrome?
yeah
Stockholm
Stockholm.
syndrome.
I always wonder why they
Just
call it.
crayons.
Anyways, did you have something to
That's
say,
actually-
McCreed, besides
Just
me not
crayons.
playing your
That's what I
song?
had to say. No, I'm
Okay,
kidding.
I
I
wanted
have
to
more to
shut
say.
up
I
now.
wanted to
I'll shut up.
say. I wanted to say to Matt, I love what you shared today about how, because you're always the person people go to fix their problems, and how
Mm.
people just don't think in their head, like, Matt probably has things he's going through too. There's times when Matt's not okay. I relate to that so hard because I'm always the person in my groups or family or friends who people go to for advice, and it's like I've had to learn how to let people know that I'm going through things,
Yeah.
because people think that you're invincible because you always have the answer. And you can't be going through stuff, and if you're going through something, you're smart. You're always fixing my issues so you can fix your own issues.
Mm.
And it's a little bit selfish in a way, although I don't think people do it intentionally, if that makes sense. So I just want to say I
Yeah,
relate to you.
Oh no,
And
thanks a lot for that. It's and what you just said there as well, really. I think with my group of friends, and I think we all kind of do it as well. None of us are perfect. We've all got our little faults. We've all got our own little isms and things like that. And I think being good friends and having a good friendship with someone or a group of people, a lot of the time it's accepting kind of the weaknesses and the little mistakes
You
and
wanna
errors
change the-
and things like that we all kind of make. And that's where I was with my friends. Really, I know that they don't mean any harm. They don't mean any upset, and that sort of thing at all. If they, if I kind of had an accident, or if they knew
All sailors
that
learn how to
I
paint.
was in trouble or something
Yeah.
like that in some way, then I know, and I'm
Boats
sure
and
that
mates in the
they
Navy.
would help out.
They
and
are. I
stuff.
didn't know that. I didn't know that was a name for them.
And
right? I didn't know that was a name
well,
for him.
I
That's
think
funny
it
as
is.
shit.
We all kind of accept.
Yo, Miss Sam, I love the fuck out of you
sort
too, ma'am,
the
and I appreciate you more than you know. All right.
areas of our friends' personalities.
Yeah, I was
that we
getting it
may
ready.
not
I'll just make sure I had it ready.
appreciate and might frustrate us.
You know we
sometimes,
have to end
but
it with
we
that every time,
understand
right?
Where they come from,
I have
don't
to
we?
piss
Really,
so bad, chat, and I don't want to interrupt them.
yeah,
Mm.
and that's something
So
I've
how,
had to do. Yes.
Mm. No,
Yeah.
I was just going to ask what you was just going to say. I think really. So
Yes.
what kind of things have you changed, or have you felt that you've changed over the time?
I'll be right back before you
I was
start.
gonna
I just want to let
say-
y'all know. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, take your time, Chris.
I got
Hey,
pissed.
cheers the world.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
I'll
something
be right back,
I
chat. I'll be right
realized
back. Give
about
me 1 second.
friendships too is that some friends are really good at some things and not others. So like I have friends of mine who are really good listeners, but when it comes to like, oh, I need help moving, they're not the friend that you call for that. Or maybe you have friends who are like more practical, they're amazing gift givers, you know, whatever. But then when it comes to like really being an active listener, they're really horrible at that. So it's like what I tend to do is I have friends who, if I'm going through certain things, maybe I know they're a really good listener, so I could talk to them about X, Y, Z. You don't have to throw people away because their strength is
No,
not in the
no.
area that you need, but you kind of learn who your friends are and which ones you can go to about this or that. That's something that I've had to grow in over the years. But as far as positive changes, I think lately I've just been spending time just being quiet and just being by myself and just
Good.
hearing my
Yeah.
thoughts and, just seeing how I'm feeling.
Totally.
Because sometimes life can get so busy and, you have friends, you have family, you have this and that going on, and you forget to check in with yourself to see how you're feeling, how you're really feeling on the inside. And I find that when you're not taking time to evaluate how you feel, then it can kind of come out in other ways. You might lash out at people or, you might have a little extra stink attitude about something. So I think for me, that's what's been helping me is that I've just been taking a little bit more time to be by myself and figure out how I'm feeling. And I may not journal. I used to be a huge journal whore.
So there's
like,
the link right
I have
there.
50 million journals everywhere.
Yo, there's the link
But
right there,
for
okay?
me, what I do instead of journaling is I will have long moments of silence. Maybe I'll listen to some music, and music gets me in a space where it's almost like meditative. And for me today, it was Soundgarden for whatever reasons. And I know that sounds crazy, but
Okay.
because Soundgarden is like, grunge
I hurry,
rock
chat.
music.
I hurry.
But it really did put me like
His
in a
fast chat?
space where it was just like, oh man.
Yo,
and
I know,
just
David. I
could
love that
really think
video, right?
clearly and meditate almost. It was great. So
Lead paint
you
chips?
can't put a little
Yeah,
box
don't
on
eat
it.
lead.
Just
paint
find what works for
chips.
you
Check.
and do it.
Crayons are edible.
I love that. I could totally relate to you, McCreed. Can I go back and talk to you a little bit about how you were saying, how some friends have some qualities that you like and some don't? So
Yeah.
I'm not okay. And so I'm not challenging you on this. I think that you made up a great point. And so when you made that point up, I was thinking to myself, is that really fair to say? Because I could be great at
Yo,
some
hell yeah,
things
Coley.
as a friend, and I could be horrible at some
Hell yeah,
things.
Coley.
But
Hell yeah,
I
Coley.
think,
Yo,
you know,
G, you're wildin', bro.
it's really hard to be kind of all these things, right?
Yeah.
It really is, and I feel like that's why people,
Yo, did you see the link?
they conform with all
Josh?
these different kind of people and meet new friends,
Yeah.
and each one of those has something for somebody else to offer. They're
It's
kinda
also shared
all
on the
come
game
together
page,
like a
Josh.
puzzle piece.
Right, that link.
That's right.
But I feel like I'm saying I really I do love that some of my friends aren't always exactly what I needed them to be. Because then that gives me a chance to find that for myself, or maybe find it somewhere else. Not everybody's gonna have the answers.
I've been wild
But
today.
I think what you were saying.
I'm sorry
is
you're
that
jammed up,
like,
bro. This weekend and
intentionally,
shit,
like,
dude. That
I'm
sucks.
not gonna help you.
I tried to play Call of Duty earlier,
not
Jarrett,
gonna
and then
help you.
fucking like it kept
It's my
saying
day
I was in a server queue.
Okay. Now
It
I'm
was a
saying.
pain in the
No,
ass.
I'm gonna tell you why I say that because I am the friend who
Yeah, I know he is.
will
I know he is.
go through the depths of hell with you. If it's some Kratos shit and we died and we're in the underworld and shit, I'll go through that shit with you.
Listen, boy.
But I am boy. But I am not the friend. If you're like, help me move, I'm just gonna be like, bitch, I'm not helping you move nothing. I'll pay for some movers if I have extra money. I'll help you get some movers.
too
but I'm
late.
not the friend who's gonna help you move.
You
because I
retracted it
hate
too late.
I hate it. I would hire my own movers. But in other areas, I'm an amazing friend. So that's something that I had to look at myself when I was trying to be mad
Message
at a friend
retracted,
who couldn't do
right?
this or do that. I'm like, you know what, Brianna or McReed? What is something that you could be better on as like a friend? And I realized I'm like, I'm not the friend that helps you move. I'm not. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to know your strengths and your weaknesses. And I feel like you said, Med, it's like a puzzle piece. And what one friend has, maybe the other friend doesn't, and vice versa. And so, yeah, I have a range of friends. They're all different,
Listen, chat.
but they
I
all
hate
represent
moving
parts of
shit.
me, different parts of me.
I hate moving
So,
shit.
I love
Seriously,
that.
chat.
And I love that
Yeah.
you are, you know, you never know exactly what you're going to do to get an outlet. I feel like you kind of touch, and that's where we wanted to get with you next week or the week after. This is where like
Mhm.
nature and shit plays a part. It pulls you in. You don't know
Mhm.
exactly the answer at the moment, but if you take the
Mhm.
steps and you kind of talk to yourself, the first thing is just take a step back, go away from everybody,
Mhm.
quietness,
Mhm.
stillness, nature, whatever it is to listen to yourself. I think that's the first step, like you did. And then, you know, you never know. Fucking Backstreet
Mm.
Boys might
Mhm.
come on. You might take over the world.
Backstreet
and
Boys, check.
the crib.
Ah! No, yeah, and that's see, as a kid, because even though I have 3 older sisters,
I
was
didn't know what
born
it
like
did
there's
either.
a
I don't think I've
10-year
ever
gap
seen it,
between
bro.
me and my
You know what I'm
next
saying? I
sister.
never
So
seen it.
they're much older than me. And so there were times I just didn't have anyone to talk to. And so that's when I did a lot of journaling in my youth because I
Backstreet
had
Boys,
no one
check.
to really talk to. So, I mean, there's times in life, like you do have to learn how to be self-sufficient. And that's something I'm huge on is being emotionally, spiritually, physically, even financially, be as self-sufficient as you can. There's nothing wrong with needing other people sometimes, but if people aren't around, how do you survive? And that outlet, like you were saying, well, journal, go out in nature, take a walk, whatever,
Yeah.
listen to music, whatever you gotta do.
I agree. I mean, but we were born, we were all alone when we first, primitively, we were all just in our little groups. And so
right.
now we're all conforming. So it's natural to be alone.
Yeah.
It gathers our thoughts. It helps us think a lot. But, you just balance. I think balance is the key.
That's
It
right.
seems like a lot of work, but it seems just like so simple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like saying all this stuff. When it happens, it'll happen. I feel like, and that cool
Yeah.
thing that, how you found yourself, that moment when
Mhm.
you listen and that was the moment, right?
Mhm.
And you're like, okay. And it's not always like you come back full recovery. For me, when I feel like, okay, I think I've done enough reflecting.
Justin
It's like,
Timberlake.
I still got some stuff
like
there,
that.
but I've way less.
You are
and I'm ready,
amazing. I want you to
clear
know
my
that.
mind just a
The
little bit.
friends that I've
enough
gained
to get,
that feel
winning.
like family,
So
warm
you
my
made a
heart. So
really
much
good
love you
point
guys
on that.
more than I can explain. Yo, Miss Crystal, same here.
Yeah, being
Same
alone is
here.
okay.
All right. Love you too, man.
And
And
I would
listen,
say
I'm
that
fucking honored.
being self-sufficient and being okay with being alone is showing love to others even, because no one really likes dealing with needy people, right? If you had leeches, or what I like to call emotional vampires, there's a balance. You have to have a balance between the time you spend with yourself and the time you spend with others. And I think that is a good definition for love for yourself and others, is to have that balance. So
Yeah. And
But that's it,
that
guys.
shit's it's good that you came. I'm glad you came on here and shared that with us. Can't wait to
Yeah,
have
well,
you
thanks
back in
for
a couple
having me.
weeks.
I know, Friday after
Well, wait.
next.
Friday after, she said it's not the movie.
Not the movie,
That's a
though.
good
Don't
movie,
get
by the
it
way.
I
twisted,
only
not the movie.
understand. And I was like, yeah, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and watch that tonight too.
They
Yeah,
do.
shit
They do,
works.
Yeah.
Jared. They do.
Yep.
Anyway,
I
Day
planned.
Day
I
finna
planned
11
a
people
little.
have liked the
Planned
stream.
a little worm in your.
11
in
people
your
have liked it.
soul. So
I
now you
love
can
it.
watch.
And this is why I
Good.
love you guys, and you people like you guys are fucking I don't know, you just do those little things, those things that I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. Somebody say
The thing is, I don't really know
Yeah,
how to
peanut
like
butter.
it.
Plant a little
fucking Gatorade caps everywhere.
Don't even talk about peanut butter, because I'm a peanut butter holic.
You're
So, but I
a
love
peanut
you
butter.
guys.
I didn't know that. I thought that was
Oh,
Lee. Lee was
I
like
see what you're
peanut
saying,
butter
bro.
and
I
like
see what you're saying.
sour cream or something.
Yeah, that'd
Oh,
be kind of
hell
cool,
no.
right?
Who said that?
I
Who
swear
said
Lee
that?
was like, I really like sour cream over peanut butter.
Oh God.
But he said,
Oh,
I don't know. Oh, now he says it's not on sandwiches. Oh, okay. That's a different stream, man.
No,
Is that in a
I'm,
cone? He
Mhm.
prefers it in a
I'm-
cone.
I'm totally putting all these
They got a
words in his
YouTube?
mouth.
no. Lee is about the
who's hungry?
pineapples on everything. Pineapple on pizza. Pineapple on beef
Oh,
burgers.
boy. I
I'm
know.
just
You know
like-
what? You probably should try putting pineapple all like on your body and stuff. You never know. It could be like
I don't even know
the
what that one is.
I'm
what do you
like,
call it?
what?
like what do you call it? The fucking youth fountain of youth or whatever. Just like rub mud on your face. You get it? Rub mud on your. You rub mud on
Rub
your
mud on
face.
your
because
face.
that's supposed to like clean your pores or fucking I'm really digging myself a hole here. And I.
No wonder your name's Mud Shovel.
Yes.
He
have no
does
idea
have
where
a
I'm
mud thing.
Where did I see that?
The reason
therapy.
why.
Oh, we
I
got
dug this
13
hole
likes
is to
now,
find
check.
the
Yo, we got
flashlight,
13
and it's
likes.
not
Moving on
here.
up.
All right.
Who the fuck is pineapple does not belong in pizza?
I love you
Take that.
guys.
I love you guys
I
too.
love you guys.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for
I'm gonna
coming
hop
out,
up off
McCray.
this.
Hey, we'll
Yes,
see
let
you.
me go ahead and get back in that Twitch. Bye, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, Kratos, stop
Okay,
it.
now.
Bye. Let me
See you
go.
later.
Take care.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
All right.
Hey, you know what kind of captured my mind there for a second, right? I wonder why we're not
Okay.
friends with doctors, dude, because those are the first people that we saw when we was born, for the most part, right? Unless you're born at home.
You're right. They don't get. Oh, that's weird.
How come we don't have like deep-rooted childhood issues with doctors, right? Like, those are the first
think-
things that we see as children.
Maybe it's because they brought us into the world and they saw everything that nobody will ever see in their
Yeah.
lifetime every day.
I mean,
And
that
we
very well
need
could be
them
good,
when
you know?
when we're sick, so we're just got to be nice to them the whole
There you
time.
go.
Whenever, okay, that makes sense
Mm.
now.
Mm, just
I
weird.
always
You
had
know
a
what, Chris?
theory.
I'm gonna go get my doctorate, and then I feel like we can tackle this.
Okay, so listen. Obviously, pineapple and pizza does not belong there, right? That's a
you.
foul or a foul, right?
Right.
Somebody just talking about anchovies. Like, who the fuck would even think about eating one of those? More or less putting it on a fucking pizza, right? That's disgusting.
That used to be our childhood pineapple, the anchovies.
Ugh.
Remember that shit? Like, and they're like little black things.
No,
It's
why?
Like little black, like, what are they? Like leeches?
I don't, dude. Yeah,
It's
I feel like somebody
somebody's-
went into the swamp and pulled out like fucking leeches and put it in a fucking jar. You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting. Ugh.
Oh, dear.
It's like somebody's like eating a pizza and then somebody just throws a bunch of bugs on it and says, "Let's try something new." No, I'm down for being open, but that shit was no. You
No.
can't do that.
Absolutely not.
Anchovies. I think it kind of fade out because
I don't-
honestly,
yeah, I
haven't
haven't
heard
seen that in a long
long
time.
Do
No.
they even do that anymore?
I don't know. Probably not. It's
I
disgusting.
think, yeah,
Okay.
I think I still hear about them on pizzas. I think.
Not to overanalyze, but in conclusion, here's some thought for the night, ladies and gentlemen. Here's some food for thought.
Food for thought, check.
Pizza with pineapple and anchovies.
It's fucking ungodly.
Think about that, chat.
Ungodly.
Just when you think you got problems, think about that, and
Yeah.
the world seems so much better.
Exactly.
Go have a cheeseburger with anchovy.
I'm going to be thinking about that all week now.
What
That's
about a
gonna be
burger
my-
with the pineapple thing? Because somebody said, Lee said they had the circular, pineapples just for burgers. So you can
Mm.
slap them on
I've
there.
never put a pineapple on anything, right?
Me neither.
There used to be our Friday kind of night in our group of friends. Funny enough, was to go out, go to a nightclub or a bar, something like that. Go and see a band, perhaps play somewhere, and then we used to stop off at this kind of.
Flag on a play?
It was a
That's
nasty
a no-no? What?
kind of burger van
Oh.
parked on the side of
Flag
the
on
road
the plate?
on
Oh,
the way
absolutely.
home. And they used to do a burger called the Belly Buster, and it was like
Yo, Coley,
two
I love you
great
too,
big
homie.
beef
I appreciate
burgers
you.
with
Right?
those pineapple
appreciate you.
rings, bacon, mushrooms, and cheese.
I hate
on them.
ancho-
A huge,
like,
great
who-
big,
why?
disgusting burger,
Why?
really. And I think even after all these years, sort of later, that meal.
Yo,
is
I'm honored to
probably
know
the
you,
one
Coley. That's for
probably
damn sure,
caused me
bro.
The most health damage I think that I've had during life because
I'm hungry.
I don't know
You hungry
how
now?
I don't know how I ate those things. I think the alcohol
Hey,
probably
pineapple
had
on
something
pizza?
to do with it at the time, but it's
Like, I've actually. I
My
don't
dad
know
gets,
why
like, those
this
Supreme
feeling-
pizzas.
The feeling of anger has come on over me.
Ugh.
is it?
Sometimes when I see something, and I'm battling in myself to say, I'm an adult. I should not be getting angry for this person doing this right now, like sabotaging this beautiful fucking sandwich. But no, but I'm over it. Like I'm taking it too far, Lee. I love you, man. Pineapples is just not for me. And if it is for you, no worries, no big deal. But like, no,
If it is-
I did get mad at the person because
Yo,
they,
if it is for him, he should stop immediately.
yes,
Right?
you should put notes all over your house.
Yeah, stop eating fucking pineapple on pizza.
Has Chris got a helpline number for that anywhere? Is he
Hopefully.
got
Like,
that?
could you
Pineapple,
imagine
the
that
pineapple
poor
helpline.
fucking pizza when it comes out of the oven? It's like, oh, please God, don't be me, and then, like the guy goes grabs the fucking the pepperoni and the sausage, and they're like, yeah, and he puts his hand.
Bro, and
in
you
the
slap his
pineapple.
hand,
And he's
slap his
just about-
hand, and the pineapples fall out of his hand on the fucking ground, and you're like, don't ever. Sir, why are you
I
flipping
feel
out over
sorry for
pineapple
the
pizza? I don't know. It's a
pineapples.
thing. Yeah, it's a
I
thing.
know we are being bullies right now. Could you
If you
imagine?
think about a pineapple probably starts off life on a really nice
Banana
tree,
peppers on
a
pizza?
really nice sunny
I-
hot
I-
beach somewhere.
I don't know, man.
Gets
Like, listen,
picked
chat.
up
I'm
as
very
they're
original when it
placed in
comes to a lot of
tin
shit, man.
after
So
being
my
cut
pizza
up
is like
into
either
circles.
cheese, pepperoni,
And,
cheese, meat
you know,
lovers. That's
it
pretty
must
much
be
it,
the
man. I
most
don't really fuck with anything
unnatural
else.
thing for a pineapple
Like, I don't
to
eat no
come back
fucking
to
like
life
weird
in its
olives and
days,
shit,
really.
right?
And
I
then
feel
gets placed on a pizza.
Here, all right, I'm sorry. This is the last time. So pineapple is something that kind of happened. You know, when you think two beautiful people are gonna have a beautiful kid, and it ended up not having it. And it's kind of like that. So kind of the universe was just kind of hicked up the pineapple. Pineapple used to have fun back in the day on the beach, all time party, life of
With
the
the
party.
spiky hair.
As we evolved, yeah, with the
No, I do
with
like
the mohawk.
jalapenos, bro.
Well,
I
as
do
we
like
evolved,
jalapenos on my
nobody really
pizza.
cared about
I do.
pineapple. And
Stuffed
the only
crust, oh
thing that
my
he
fucking
found,
god, that's good shit. I love stuffed crust.
interested in is kind of like
But I like
laying
jalapenos
down
on my
a
pizza.
Mm.
Buffalo chicken ain't
Yeah,
bad.
We need National Pineapple Day.
The legacy. We should.
I'm going to
We
start a
should.
charity up looking after pineapples.
Glad Sam.
A charity
Yeah, I
for
think
pineapples. We should start
Orphans,
kind of like
pineapples.
you know, like one of those places, those farms that just protect them. Like
Yeah.
seriously. Like
So. Yeah,
what's that lion show that they protect all the lions? That guy.
Lion King?
Yeah, the Lion King.
You're gonna have Simba watch over your pineapples or what, dude? Like, I don't get it.
What are those fucking? What's that guy's name on Netflix? Well, we'll be like that. I'll be like, fucking, nobody's gonna touch these. They're fucking. Anyways, we've
Yeah,
been
I
talking
like
about this for
jalapenos on 'em,
7
bro.
minutes. And Lee, I
Yep.
love.
I like spicier though. You know what I'm saying, G?
oh dear.
I see. All right, so yeah.
I'm hungry. No.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I'm hungry. How the
Actually-
fuck are you hungry?
I don't know.
Have
I'm
you
just
ever
hungry.
had pineapple
just talked
dipped in
about this.
cinnamon?
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 Cinnamon.
Isn't that a
Mm.
word that like means the same?
That's
I think
That's
so.
actually really nice, and especially if you've had a big meal, it
I love
it
stuffed crust.
gets rid of that bloated feeling.
I didn't
So
figure they taste like
pineapple
bananas. I mean, I like
coated in
bananas, don't get me
cinnamon
wrong.
and grilled. It's really
I like
that's
spicy
really nice.
ass motherfucking shit though. IPA beers.
So
on me.
Lee says,
Rip.
well done steak can suck it.
Absolutely.
Yes. It says, well, wait, what? No. Well done. Look, it says, well done steak can suck it. So he's actually making fun of steak. Because he said, well done to me.
Well, who the
and
fuck
then,
eats well done steak?
people who know, like, if it's well done, why wouldn't they eat it?
Because you're supposed to eat it medium rare.
What? No, immediate. No, it's because if it's well done, that's why they named it well done, Chris.
I know it's medium rare. It's supposed to be the.
They would have if they didn't.
the
If they
cook-
would have called it burnt done if it was like
Well, that is well
This is
done.
well
it's burnt
done.
done.
the rest of
It's
you
well
guys
burnt
are,
done.
medium rare.
Well burnt done.
That was well done. That was well done. All right, fine.
He said fine.
You guys
Fine,
got me. I
motherfucker.
don't know what else to
Mhm.
say. You're right. I have this weird fantasy and passion even more now. Now, when I look at my steaks in the freezer, I'll always contemplate. I've had those steaks in there for 3 weeks. They usually don't make it a day. Whether I'm going to make a medium rare or well done it, it's still happening.
Yo, fuck
The
A1, hell
processing.
yeah.
Well,
He
could
said
you do
me.
those really
I
skinny,
know, I'm just fucking around.
skinny,
I
thin
don't like it moving either.
slices
I hate
as
medium rare.
Medium rare, like
I like medium
Does
rare
that
just
count?
because it's not like dry and shit. I don't know. Like I look,
Dude, it's
listen. I
still
don't want no
juicy.
fucking rare steak, right? Like I choose not to eat that personally, but medium rare to me is just perfect as far as flavor,
Yo, chat.
right?
next week we're going to talk about mental health and how well done steaks and pineapples affect
All right, Josh, have a good night.
emotionally and every which way.
We're emotionally ruined with pineapple and pizza.
I am the steak of humans. I
got
am
my
well
steak on
done.
Tim earlier.
I'm emotionally ruined, and
Living
that's what
onions,
steak
prime rib.
is.
Oh, I love me
Well,
some
that's
prime
probably
rib,
going too
bro.
far.
I love me some
I'm not
prime
emotionally
rib.
ruined.
Love me
I'm
some
like
prime
that
rib.
engine that's like about 102 miles over the oil change.
I like well done steak, not well
Okay.
done.
All right, guys.
Mm.
All right, I'm good. You guys got anything else? I'm about to go eat. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry
man,
now, but it's like 2 o'clock in the morning here, so it's.
Oh shit, man! Thanks for staying up with us, man. I keep
Hell
forgetting
yeah.
about that.
No, it's
so
fine. I
hard.
really enjoy it. It's just the wrong time to start eating steak and pineapple at 2 o'clock in the
Yo, we got to
morning,
do it.
so
Hey, don't
I'm gonna
leave yet.
ignore my hunger pains and just go to bed.
I love
All
tomahawks.
right.
Don't leave
All
yet.
right.
We got to make our bed video. We got to make our bed
that's
video.
a lot of credit for you, man. I
Make our
couldn't
bed
do it.
video.
Bit of self-control there, isn't it?
Yep. Go be alone in the corner. Find yourself. It'll be okay. Shut
With
the lights
pineapple
off.
pizza and well done steak.
Close. Get away from the kitchen or anywhere there is barbecue. All right, yo, Chris, Matt. Again, another great week.
Goddamn right.
Yo,
Yeah.
and sincerely, we did it again. You guys did it again for me and chat, both you and Chris. Thank you guys for being here. It's always fun. Matt, you came in with the clutch today. I feel like you always have a good voice here, a great voice, and you have always good things to say. But today
Made my bed. Now I'm gonna make it. Tired.
I could feel something very emotional, very powerful, and I'm glad we brought up this friendship thing, man. And it kind of showed me some contrast on how some people, even Matt can get, a little torn away, which is stupid to think that nobody can. But
Hey,
thanks
Yeah.
for
Chat, who all was
sharing all
here?
your insight, Chris and Matt. I'll see you guys next week together.
damn right.
Okay.
Yep.
And all right. Well, I'm gonna try to be better about answering messages. I'm gonna say that live. I was scared,
don't-
dude. I wanted you guys to end the stream. It was like one of those. Now I gotta hold my. I want to work on that.
Okay, no, that sounds good. Sounds it's a good goal
Thanks,
to aim
chat.
for, isn't it? I'll have to send you more.
Yeah, send me more messages that way.
And if he doesn't
I will
answer them, just
start
keep
tomorrow
sending them
morning.
over and over and over and over
All right.
again. Like
All
see
right,
how
guys.
many
I love
messages you
guys.
can
Have
give
a
him.
good weekend. I'll see
too.
you around.
All right, love you guys.
All
Peace
right,
out.
Brilliant speaking to you. Have a good weekend. See you later.
Enjoy the rest of your walk to the bed before you fall asleep.
Thank you very much.
Freedom.
See you later, man.
Peace out, y'all.
Bye.
See you. Good night.
Yo, chat, I was muted while I said that. All right, listen. You know what time it is, right? Hey, on a different note, do you guys remember when Chris Tyler was talking about who all was there when Chris Tyler was talking about his buddy David, right, who got shot? Was anybody in here there when that Chris Tyler dude was talking about his friend that got shot, right? If you were in the chat the other day when he was talking about that, press 1, right? If you're in the chat when he's talking about that, press 1. Oh, wrong thing. You were? Yo, he got he's in Facebook jail, but he sent me a message today. His buddy did not make it. All right. So make sure if you guys see Chris Tyler around, right? You show him some love, dude. His buddy died. You know what I'm saying? His buddy did not make it. But he's in Facebook jail, so he couldn't comment on the stream earlier today, right? So make sure y'all show him some love next time you see him, okay? Whoa. Wild looking. What the hell? God dang it. All right, chat. We know what time it is, right? Yo, we know what time it is, right? Time to make our beds, chat. All right. Time to make our beds. Wrong shit. All right. Here we go, chat. Here we go. Make your bed. And make sure you show Chris Tyler some love next time we see him, okay? I love you guys. And I appreciate y'all being here. And you guys are fucking bomb.com, right? I love y'all. Here we go.
World, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made, that you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. To pass SEAL training, there are a series of long swims that must be completed. One is the night swim. Before the swim, the instructors joyfully brief the students on all the species of sharks that inhabit the waters off San Clemente. They assure you, however, that no student has ever been eaten by a shark, at least not that they can remember. But you are also taught that if a shark begins to circle your position, stand your ground. Do not swim away. Do not act afraid. And if the shark, hungry for a midnight snack, darts towards you, then summons up all your strength and punch him in the snout, and he will turn and swim away. There are a lot of sharks in the world. If you hope to complete the swim, you will have to deal with them. So if you want to change the world, don't back down from the sharks. Over a few weeks of difficult training, my SEAL class, which started with 150 men, was down to just 42. There were now 6 boat crews of 7 men each. I was in the boat with the tall guys, but the best boat crew we had was made up of the little guys, the Munchkin crew, we called them. No one was over 5'5". The Munchkin boat crew had 1 American Indian, 1 African American, 1 Polish American, 1 Greek American, 1 Italian American, and 2 tough kids from the Midwest. They out-paddled, outran, and outswam all the other boat crews. The big men in the other boat crews would always make good-natured fun of the tiny little flippers the Munchkins put on their tiny little feet prior to every swim.